cooking or
cooking is more intimate?
Hell yeah. I could tell how much you love me by that meal. I mean, the tender loving care. Look, I'm a fat kid, so food is my happy place. So when a woman cooks for me, I just feel it's different. I mean, sex is sex. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fulfilling, all that stuff. But you cook for me, like it's almost spiritual.
Oh, y'all disappointed me on this stage. Talking about cooking is more intimate. This woman is giving you her body. Come on. And it just lets me know y'all don't know all forms of intimacy. You said it's almost more spiritual. No, it ain't.
Yeah.
There is physical intimacy, sexual intimacy, spiritual intimacy, emotional intimacy, intellectual intimacy, financial intimacy. There are different levels of intimacy that we are talking about, and y'all want to say that cooking is more intimate than a woman opening up her body and her soul to you?
Hey, it's a lot of their body and their soul.
That's their mistake that they decided to fornicate. That's their mistake.
Look,
but
my wife.
We are opening up. That's the reason why the word tells you that you become one flesh. When you have sex in the old times, not today's times, in the old times, old times, when you decided to lay with somebody, you were actually becoming one flesh. That is something on an intimate level. She is opening her body. This is a portal that she is opening, and y'all saying cooking is more intimate than having sex.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of levels. You're right about that. But we're talking sex and we're talking cooking for a man, and I just feel like
I'm just gonna always have to disagree with you.
Can I just real quick though? Can I add this part? Can I add this part? In my life, how many cooked meals have I had compared to how many I've had?
There you go. That's the reality.
When we say what it should be, and it's going to her question about the hookup culture, when we on the lip. And then when it gets to cooking, a lot of women will feel like the cooking is more intimate. I'm only going to cook for my man, but yet you busting it open on date 3 for him. So while I get the idea of what you say, so what should it be?
It should be sex in the kitchen.
I know you're not happy munching. Hey guys, welcome to Little Blackbird 91. We are back with our Wednesday night live. Myself and Jay, my fabulous, wonderful, amazing, delectable co-host. I can't say delectable to you because that's you're a woman, so I can't say that to you.
That's reserved for the deacon.
That's reserved for the deacon. But listen, we are back again this Wednesday, talking relationships. And it's wonderful. It's a wonderful time because we get to have some fun, discuss some real things, talk about some relationship issues. I got a dilemma before that dilemma we're going to talk about. So I know you just saw tonight's conversation about whether cooking versus sex, which one is more intimate. Of course, I've got a dilemma before we get to that dilemma, of course. So make sure you stick around. If you're not a member, make sure you become a member because it's going to be members only soon in a few minutes. Okay. All right. So if you're in the chat and you're enjoying the conversations, I see my members are in here. Fantastic. Wonderful. If you're not a member, make sure you become one so you can actually join the conversation in the chat. But let me introduce my wonderful, fabulous co-host. You know who she is, Spicy. Okay, all right, keeping it real. You know what I'm saying too. All right, a little bit of dark arts to sprinkle on top of the meal as well. All right, let me welcome my wonderful, amazing guest. I shouldn't even say guest, co-host, J Baby. What you telling me?
Hey, I'm trying to get on so I can gift some memberships real quick. But so excuse me if I forget a little feedback real quick. Hold on. So I got to turn it on. Memberships real quick.
All right. I need to even spin my camera around. Okay.
Yes. Grab y'all chips because it's gonna be a good one tonight, y'all. Because we're gonna get into it, but let's get into these dilemmas of it all. I hope you guys are ready because I'm ready. Let's go.
Listen, and of course, a little bit later on, we'll have 1 or 2 extra people coming through just to come and give their opinion as well and join us as we always do. But before we go anywhere, before we go into that deeper conversation of tonight's conversation and tell you guys what our opinions are and what our thoughts are and engage in a panel conversation, I do have a dilemma. And I want to read it to you. Okay, all right. Now listen, if this is a little bit close to home for people out there, it's not personal, it's Reddit. Okay, so maybe Mayans is out here, you know, talking on Reddit. I don't know. Okay.
This must mean it's about me. It's about me. Let's go. You know, I need to put my life on Reddit real quick, right? Real quick.
I wasn't saying this about you, but I was just saying in general that anyway, I don't want anyone to feel like it's personal. I just picked up on it Reddit. You know what I mean?
Well, let's see what they say. It might not be about me, but let's see.
Oh, freaking heck. We're only 11 minutes in. All right, listen, I got a dilemma. So, welcome. Let's get into our dilemma. Okay, so dilemma time. Let me put my little heartbeat sound on in between. Okay, so you can hear dilemma. Okay, lower this down a little bit heavy, you know. All right, cool. So here's our dilemma. All right, here's our dilemma, and in fact, here we go. So it says, after I made my original post, I spent a lot of time thinking about what she and people here had to say. Not just about planning date nights, picking TV shows, or being more up to date on news current events. But more, oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong part. I'm on the reply. My bad. Let me go to the original post.
Yeah,
I apologize.
like, what was it? What's the
sorry. I realized I was on the wrong part. I was on the reply. You know, I got excited. Okay, so here's the title of the dilemma. I am 40. I think that's male 40. Got into an argument with my wife, female 39, because I don't take initiative in life. How do I learn to take the lead and not be a passenger in my own life? Golly. So here it goes. We've been together for almost 20 years, not married, for 15. And we have a grown-ass kid. We were on a vacation and I had not planned anything I really wanted to see. Well, it was a working vacation. She was going on a training, and the English is mad. She was going on a training, whatever, and I had driven us there to go along. When the weekend came, she asked what I would like to do. I had not really planned or looked into anything, and she got a little irritated. This led to an argument. I guess more of a vent session than an argument. I didn't really say much back to TBH, to be honest. She said, I need to be more proactive and take the lead more in our lives and not be a passenger along for the ride, pointing out how I rarely pick movies to watch or how I had not even bothered to look up any places to eat or things to do around the city we were in. This went on for a little while, and she said that it gets old to having a cardboard cutout of her husband, that she wants a person who has opinions and is curious about the world around, not just along for the ride. He goes on to say, I will admit I had not thought of things to do while we were on this trip, and I could have. I had lots of spare time, while she was doing her training thing. We didn't really talk much the drive home. I think this has been stirring for a while, and it's probably more than not looking up things to do on the trip. I always thought letting her take the lead would allow her to get what she wants and make her happy. I guess it's not what she wants, and now I'm kind of lost on how to take more initiative and be more proactive in our life and our relationship. I really don't have many close friends to ask these things of, and probably wouldn't even if I did. My question is, how do I learn to be more proactive in the relationship before it's too late? And TLDR, I don't know what that means. Went on a trip and got into a fight because I didn't plan anything to do out of time. How do I become more proactive and take a lead more? Well, first and foremost, working on English, because I was reading all sorts of languages up in there. Okay, the grammar had me finished, but he had a question. Okay, and the dilemma obviously was around this area of being proactive. Okay, being proactive. That was his question. You know, his wife's complaining about the fact they've been together for 20 years, but 15 years married and have a grown-ass kid as well. And her complaint is he's not being proactive. And she gave examples of not, planning what movie they'll watch or what they're going to eat or whatever, etc., etc. He's obviously clocked that it's probably more than just him not planning movies and eating food, right? But he's asking, how does he be more proactive? First and foremost, does the wife have a case to complain about him being proactive? You know?
Yes and no. Yes and no. And because AW said it in the comments, he didn't just start being that way. He probably never took, and I'm sure she was saying never took initiative or whatever. And so, yes, she has a case, but part of that case is she's at fault. She allowed it to go on for this long, or however long it's gone on since it stopped, if he ever started. My thing for him to start with is, do you know what being active look like first? What is active to him in the first place? Because in order to be proactive, you have to be already in motion of something or whatever. You have to be having some idea of something. So we're in an active stage of trying to fix this right now, which is a great thing. That's a great thing. Being proactive is kind of like what you're doing already right now, taking initiative to try to seek some help. But that's also just figuring out, like, you started off with this thing is you're going on this trip and you didn't plan things you wanted to do. So you're not even proactive in your own life, let alone hers. You knew you were going to drive her to this place and there's probably things that you wanted to see or whatever and stuff like that. I don't know. That's what I'm gathering from this. Now, maybe if she's sitting there asking you, is there anything that you want to do? Is there anything that you want to see while you're here? She might just be asking you to be adventurous and explore life a little bit more. Like, we're going to a new city you've never been. So do a little research, see if there's anything that you want to see, visit, check out, be curious about the place. And actually that will help in your relationship too, because what she's ultimately saying, which is a roundabout way that we do say it, is be curious about me. Be interested in things I got going on. Be interested in things I like to do and stuff like that. Be interested in me enough to even just say, hey, I planned this out for us. I made these reservations. I got this plan. This is things that I want to do. I want to see, and I want you to be there with me. What she's asking you is to show up as the lead in her house. You know, she's tired of making the final decisions on a lot of things. She wants to relax in her femininity at this point right now. And you're making it kind of difficult for her to actually sit and do that, because if she has to make all the decisions, all the plans, it's like, how does she get to be a passenger princess? How does she just get to show up and be and exist sometimes, you know? And like I say, it's partially her fault, but I get it. I get it, because sometimes when you are a proactive person, I mean, speaking to her, it's hard to sit back and let somebody else lead. I would have to have questions on how she was raised, her childhood, and all that stuff like that. Or is she actually comfortable? Because sometimes we be saying, we be wanting a man to lead, but we not really comfortable with a man's lead. And I don't want to say she's not comfortable with her man's lead, because it's the one she chose, and she's been with him for what, 20 plus years now. So I think, you know, she just, maybe she's still in a phase where it's just like, I just want to see you doing more. Just take an initiative. I don't know how to answer a person saying, how do I take the initiative? You just do it. That's the only answer I can really give you. Just do it. And you just think of different ways. Now, hopefully she's not a stick in the mud and she allows you to do it. And she appreciates the fact that you're doing it, even if some of the things are not what she actually wants to do. She has to just allow you that room to grow. And it has to start off probably with some things that you want to do in the first place, because that's going to make you eager to do it. So there's going to be compromise on both parties' ends, hopefully. You know, she realized that too, that she's still going to have to compromise some more, because you created this ditch and you're going to have to work your way up out of it with him. So that'll be my initial advice.
No, That's definitely good advice. I think that's perfectly good advice and understandable why the wife may be complaining, is complaining about taking initiative as well. And I think this is obviously quite close for me because I understand how that gentleman may feel, the passivity sometimes that you have. It's the nice guy syndrome, hoping that, if you're just nice and you do what she wants, then, your marriage will be well, and I think that tells me that whatever training you got growing up, part of the information was not fully finished. Whatever information was given to you at the time was given to you in a space of, okay, great. You are going to, you need to just do whatever she likes, right? And that will win her over. So whatever education he's had, it's poor education, right? Because it's taken him to a place where it seems like he just wants to do whatever made her happy. You know what I mean? And at that space, you have to recognize that you're two individual people's coming together, but you also have your own life and your own things that you desire and your own wants and, your own direction as well. And you want to show that you care about your partner as well. So I'm glad she said something, and I'm glad that also that he's brought it to Reddit, because clearly he cares, right? If you bring it to Reddit, you care. Like, you could have just left it where it was. So you're obviously willing to open yourself up and take some level of direction. And I think most people should be in that space. Like, if you want to save your relationship, your marriage, you should be open enough to be able to take different direction and go in a different way and take on that advice as well. I think for me also, I'm always looking at the undercurrents as to why people make decisions. So if someone's not actually taking initiative, what's the fears behind it? Are you afraid of disappointing her? Are you afraid of not being good enough? Are you afraid of not actually doing a good job? Like, what are the fears underlining the reason why you're not taking initiative in this space? Because there is a belief system that's attached to an action, right? You went on holiday, you didn't plan anything. Why is that? What's the belief? It's a belief that, she's a driver already in terms of somebody who's a bit more forward, proactive, and that, let her do what she needs to do. Like, what's the belief behind it? And I think that's always a good way to kind of break things down, is trying to tackle the belief system behind the reason why the person hasn't taken an action. And once you can start doing that, you can actually start being able to just say, okay, well, is that belief congruent with what I actually truly believe? If not, I need to start speaking to myself like, hey, look, that's not what I'm congruent with. Like, I believe in X, Y, and Z. So I think that's a key thing as well for anybody out there as well. But then, okay, I guess the question begs then, if obviously, like you said, you can't really say what taking initiative is. But if we were to talk generically, because you obviously mentioned, movies, dates, plans, what does taking initiative look like then? For the ladies, I know you kind of mentioned a little bit, Jay, but I want to make it more specific so that people who are watching, if we cut it up or whatever, they can also see it as well. What would taking initiative then generically look like in relationship formats then?
Again, there's nothing more sexier than a man with you and his plan. So just plan. Just like you have, generally we don't write down our daily charts. Most of us, well, I ain't gonna say most of us, some of us don't do that. All right. Some of us write down daily goals and do all of this stuff like that. But you have a plan in order. You wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you do what you got to do, you get ready for work. It's a plan. You add in that plan at some point of the day some little sugar sweet Texas to her. You plan an actual date later that night, that week. And in planning that date, you literally make the whole itinerary yourself. You're saying what time we're going, what you're eating, whatever, and stuff like that. What style of whatever I would like to see you in for the night. Give her that piece of not really having to think of anything. You got money, you want to fancy it up a little bit more, take her on, have her go on a whole date of just getting herself pampered for that night. Maybe even plan a staycation. If y'all got kids, you might want to plan a little staycation just away from the house, away from the kids, just some time for you to be alone for a weekend or whatever. Even if it's just that night. But literally if it's hard to say plan, make a list of goals that you would like to accomplish with your lady. I want to see her smile overlooking this this view. I want to make her laugh about times. I don't care what it is, you know what I'm saying? But just put some thought into and effort into whatever it is that you want to do with her. And know exactly type of woman you is. If you got a woman that you could be like, hey, baby, this is what time I need you to be there, that, this, that. And you know she ain't going to give you no lip. Give you no grape. That's what you do. Otherwise, if you got a woman that is, she's busy and you just don't, kind of like her schedule is fluctuating and is here, there, and everywhere, simply ask her, hey, can you put me in for this day? I want to do something with you. You know what I'm saying? Just don't go on a whim, because then you're going to disappoint yourself and you're going to get frustrated. And you know what I'm saying? So just know what type of woman you got, which one you can work with, if you can surprise her or not. You know, all dates don't have to be surprises. All dates don't have to be last minute. You know, buy her something sexy to put on for you later in the night for a little dessert. You know what I'm saying? Do it. Do what you got to do.
%. I definitely hear that. And obviously for somebody who obviously had to learn more and grow in that area, I think a lot of times the motivation is not always there sometimes, because you don't think you're going to see the reward. I think it's important for that gentleman, or any gentleman in that situation, if you've been asked and said that, taking more initiative, start small. Start small, right? Don't have to do everything huge. Taking initiative can be very small things. It can be, washing the dishes before, if she's cooked, wash the dishes. It can be small, as in you see there is some dirt on the floor, hoover. It can be a situation where, something needs to be painted, paint it. And you take small little things like that, and it just kind of helps with your growth for your own initiative that you're taking as well. You're being proactive and looking at it. I think also another thing when it comes to dating, the one thing I found very difficult when it came to dating originally is that I don't usually go out like that. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I don't have a list. You know what I mean? I don't have a list of places I'm going to. I'm more of a homebody and go for a walk. You get what I'm saying to you? So going out to restaurants or going out to different events or whatever, they're never my thing. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So, but what I started learning was just to obviously I'm on social media quite a bit, on Instagram quite a bit. I just kind of set up myself a little folder on Instagram or my notes. And so whenever I saw something that was quite interesting, I just kind of pop it in there. You know what I mean? So that I have a whole list of things. I'll be like, okay, cool. When the time comes, I know that I can go here, or I can go there. And that takes a little bit of that stress away from you, right? Because being proactive, the difficulty about being proactive in these situations is it takes more brain power, because if you're not used to doing it, it's going to take much more brain power and willpower as well, which is what makes it draining. Which is why people actually, when people are doing new things, it can be very difficult for them. So it's a new skill you're learning. It's like learning a new language. So someone might be like, why didn't you just do it? I mean, you don't care. No, it's not that they don't care. It's like learning a new language. So in doing so, prepping yourself by just kind of maybe just look as you're on your phone, or you hear people speak about it, you're just turning your ear to be a bit more present when people say things like, oh, maybe if your coworker said, oh, I took my wife out to da-da-da-da. You're like, oh, where was that place you went? Okay, you note it down. And you put it into your little notepad or whatever. That way, you don't have to do anything with it at that point, but it's now an idea. And so ideas spark more ideas. It's just kind of one of those kind of things, you know what I mean? You may recognize that, okay, that idea is probably going to be a little bit too expensive. They can afford that, I can't. Maybe there's another way I can get around it. Now your brain goes into, maybe I can get another way around it again. So it's not always, so it's not always bang, that straight idea. Sometimes it's okay, bang, that trickled another idea. I can think of another idea to kind of bring to the table, right? So again, no, I'm not banging on him. Just want to be able to pause, but I just want to be able to just say it starts small, and if you start small, it then leads to bigger decisions as well.
Also, too, I want to add on top of that, and it's going back to my point of being disappointed. While you're planning the one, plan a few. It's easy to just do it all at one time. And it reminds me that scene off of Hitch when he was first asking her for a date, and he was like, which time works for you? and he already had stuff set up for that specific time or whatever choice she made. So it's like, you know, like I said, if you got a one whose schedules might be all over the place or whatever and stuff, Friday at 8 p.m. might not work, but Saturday at 10 might be the thing for her. Have it planned out already. So therefore you won't feel that disappointment if she says no. And because, you know, like Coach said, this is something new for you. So you're already taking a step on working your brain a little bit more on trying to figure out what I should do. So while that is going on, you just make a couple other plans. This is kind of like the same when I was planning for my daughter's birthday and we was taking a trip somewhere. We had a few different options. So it was like, whatever the day brings, we're going to have something to do. Don't worry, we're going to make it work, you know? So just have options ready and loaded so you don't feel disappointed if one of them don't work out the way you want it to.
Good advice. Good advice. He actually did respond, and in his response, he actually did all the things actually technically. So it seems to be working for him. So shout out to him for actually doing the work and actually getting some positive results with his wife and taking the advice of those on Reddit. So it seems to have worked. So anybody out there, if you are somebody who is thinking that how can you make and be more initiative and how that would affect your relationship, well, the gentleman did it, and he's having a happier, much more fluid, flourishing marriage and relationship. You know what I mean? So it's good to be. All right, I got my second dilemma. I got my second dilemma still. Okay. So dilemma number 2, guys. Dilemma number 2. Dilemma number 2. Okay, all right. And for those of you in the chat, I can see obviously my people here are all members. But if you are a member, if you're not a member and you haven't joined, I'm advising you to join the membership now, because after this dilemma is about to go members only. Okay, all right. So make sure you guys join the membership. It's $1 and £1. I've made it cheap so you can join it with ease. Okay, all right. It's a cash dollar sign underneath the chat. Go and join there as well. And shout out to Jay as well, because she did drop 20 memberships for the people. Them, there weren't even 20 people in the chat. She dropped 20. So thank God, we appreciate you. You get me? So when they join, they're gonna catch a free one. You get me? So a love for that, man. We appreciate you, and thank you for helping those and giving, as they say. And since you know you did that, we gotta make sure we play my little clip.
Who are you?
My name is a pimp named Slickback.
That's right. Don't know what it. You know what I mean? That's what happens when you mess around. All right, cool. So my second dilemma, which I got to talk about, because again, before we get into our live show and talk about the main topic, which is, you know, is cooking more intimate than sex, which we'll be having that conversation a little bit later on. Before we get into that, we are talking about our dilemma number 2. Okay. All right. Dilemma number 2. Okay. We're going to get into this. All right. Be my heartbeat sound. Okay. Dilemma number 2. 48-year-old male, 47-year-old female, married for 8 years, together for 13. Wife has always had a lower sex drive, but this year she dropped a bomb on me. Not sure what to do with myself and just really upset and hoping maybe someone has gone through something similar to offer advice. I want to just say this first and foremost. I actually haven't read this particular dilemma. I have no clue what he's going to say next. So if he drops bars and bombs, I am new to this one. The other one I read it, but this one I ain't read it. So I have no clue what direction we're about to go into. All right, so hold your hats, hold on to your seat, grab your popcorn, and let's get into that dilemma. I've always had a higher sex drive than probably most people and enjoyed a healthy sex life prior to meeting my wife. She's the best woman I have ever met and was not willing to walk away from her. I was not willing to walk away from her because the sex was not great or frequent. Over the years, it has ebbed and flowed, with 2020 really being great. Now in 2025, we have had a lot of stress over the past couple of years, with my mother passing suddenly and us being caregivers for my father who has lung cancer. My wife's breast cancer returned this year and she had a double mastectomy. We have had a healthy and wonderful 10-year-old girl just to complete the picture. So over the past 5 years, I've approached her several times about the lack of intimacy, and she concedes that she never really thinks about sex and needs him to initiate. Well, somebody needs initiation. When I do touch her in a sexual manner, she usually shrugs away, has some excuse why it's not the right time, or straight up jerks her body away in a frustrated manner. I'm telling you, she don't like this man. It's a cycle where I just stop trying and go months without sex. Eventually, whatever happens in her head tells her to initiate sex, and maybe we have sex a couple weekends in a row, and then back to nothing. This year, during one of our conversations, she tells me the truth. She's never really enjoyed sex, not just with me, but in general, and that she thinks there is something wrong with her body that prevents the same pleasure sensations that others feel. I was floored. Many times I've seen her looking distressed during sex, or at least a look that tells me that she's tolerating sex for the relationship. It's a huge turnoff and makes me feel like about myself. Now I'm 48 and I feel betrayed by my wife, and I'm facing a future with little to no sex. I feel you, bro. I'm not sure what to do, but this week has been especially difficult. I think I was pacifying this with alcohol on the weekends for many years, but I've cut back, started exercising regularly, and I'm finding myself very angry. I'm starting to wonder how this cumulatively has been affecting my self-identity and worth over the past decade. Hoping someone has navigated this before and can offer sound advice. And the first two Reddit comments, they're tearing his ass up. they ain't there to help him. You get me? You know the ones there.
I'm so curious on what they said, but let's deal with this topic at hand first.
What's your first thoughts of this situation?
I'm like, Deborah Cox, how did we get here? Because how he puts it, he feels like he has a sex drive that's a little bit higher than others, and hers was not even the best. Sounds like it wasn't even up there. And despite her being a great woman, a good woman, and all that stuff like that, I'm just going to go on a limb here and say that sex was very important for him. So you settled.
Okay, so yeah.
You settled. Yeah. Sir, you settled.
Yeah.
And I can't say it will or won't work. Sounds like something that she's never, ever enjoyed. I'm curious as to why. I would ask him to explore that some more as to why that has been the case, because there could be something else there. And this could be fun for the both of y'all, to be honest with you, because now you can actually start taking some intimacy classes, some learn different positions or techniques or whatever with each other, because this can be like you're exploring something new with her as to find out what will work for her. Another method could be a cooch rejuvenation process, because it could just be some chemical imbalance that's going on, that from her hormones to her wiring or whatever and stuff like that, that's not firing off. I would definitely say you both just go and take a whole physical. Maybe she talked to her doctor a bit more to see what's going on and see why. She could be a sapiosexual. She could be just stimulated mentally first and stuff, and you're not doing that for her. A lot of people don't know that they're more into intellectuals than they think they are and stuff. And sometimes when you don't have those deep conversations and you don't get some places, you don't get intimate or whatever. And that one time of the month where she's having these random weekends, that might be the time where y'all might be a little bit intimate. Or she could be on a different type of kinky and don't realize it. She like you when you're angry. She like it when you're mad. I don't know. Because if she come to take it at that point, I'm a little. But this is not the first time I've heard of this before. And I would implore men to express it a lot more, because I do hear more men talk about this, where it's like I go to touch her and she does this and she turns away and she, doesn't make herself appealing on purpose and things. I don't know. For me, I would just say this would be for me. I don't know if it's worked for everybody, but communicate. Y'all need to just sit there and just like talk and get to learn each other, like on a deeper, intimate level, because that might just be lacking right there. It's just understanding of your person, who they are, how they enjoy life, what actually turns her on. Does anything turn her on? Having a double mastectomy might have crossed some wires up, might have did something too. But if she's saying this is, I don't know, if sometimes that's a cop out. So, that's why I would say just do a little research on her background and all that stuff like that. Cause that's an easy cop out for not trying to hurt his feelings and say, it's not you, it's me. He could be too much for her or not enough. So I think they need to just like really talk and be raw and open, and maybe have a mediator there for some of the conversations, because sometimes we could be saying things and a person takes it a different way because they're within some fields. So if they can get counseling, work it out. I would suggest counseling, some intimacy classes, pole dancing classes. I don't know, find something that's sexual and intimate for couples to do and explore all of that, but just have fun in the process.
It is a difficult one. I can't lie to you. Usually with stuff like this, there's usually some kind of trauma, right? And sometimes we if you've heard any testimonies from purity culture, trauma doesn't have to even be that you are even touched or inappropriately dealt with. Sometimes trauma can be the association with sex and the purity behind it, right? And the way that you can't allow yourself to be free, you consider it to be dirty. And that can withhold you as well, right? The inability to be free, because especially for women as well, connection, and we understand that even getting yourself to even climax an aspect requires you to be able to allow yourself to be free, right? So if you associate sex with not being free and it being nasty or dirty or something that you shouldn't be doing, then it's going to be very difficult to enjoy it. That's number one. But number two, it can be also some kind of trauma there, right? Deeper trauma, which can be some level of abuse in a sense. And that can also play a role into it as well. So that can play a big part in it as well. And it seems like this has been happening from the beginning. So there has to be some accountability on his part. I don't know why he thought to ignore this. I'm saying, since you wanted to you wanted to test drive the car before it actually came off the lot, you actually have no excuse. This is not one way it's like, you know what, I waited to marriage and then we found out. You test drived and you recognize that she wasn't willing, she wasn't the one that was going to give you plenty sex. So why you decided to settle for this particular girl? Maybe you have to also look at while she may be doing her work in terms of trauma and healing from those things, you may want to look at some of the self-esteem. You know what I mean? Like, because why are we choosing somebody who definitely could not give us the tuntun when we need to give them the tuntun? You know, like why did we want to choose that person? I know she's a lovely and wonderful person, but sex is a very big thing. Hence why you sex drive. You had the sex test. Hence why you test drived the thing before you got married, right? So these are also very important things for him to look at as well, like things that he may have to start working on in amongst of her, not just thinking about her working on that to get more energized for sex as well. And because obviously there hasn't been enough information for that, I don't know if there is something, I don't know if there's something like he's not doing correctly that will make her, be better or whatever. I don't know. But what we do know is that if you are going to be in a situation, if you are going to be staying, you want to solve this issue, it's not a quick turnaround. You know what I mean? And he's going to have to be patient and dedicated to the journey of healing with her as well, because there's clearly some deeper wounds there that are going to have to be worked through and just kind of really be able to rehash so that they can actually see, so that she can actually see herself in the right light in order to be able to be free enough to have sex with him the way that they both can enjoy as well going forward. Because then that confession of never really enjoying it, wild work. Now, the Reddit, they chewed his ass up. The moment he said that, he knew that, you know, at moments he saw that she might have been uncomfortable, they chewed his ass up in them chats, boy. The ladies were chewing his ass up in a Reddit conversation, boy. Chewed his ass up. Ain't give that man even an inch. Okay, all right. No pun intended, but the pun was intended. You get me?
Listen, you gotta choose your words carefully when you jump on that Reddit. You gotta choose him carefully. He was a wild boy. I mean, I wouldn't even chew him up for that part. I would have chewed him up when he was like, the sex was like, because that's how y'all feel when we say, yeah, when we, that's how y'all feel when we say that he, you know, he wasn't that attractive. He was he wasn't my type. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't your type, sir. And you got up on there.
It's very true. No, you're right. You're absolutely true.
It's the truth, though. Like, you got on public thing to say her sex was And the funniest part is, like, it's probably with you. No, let me stop. Let me not be like the people in the comments. I am so sorry, sir. It's been a day. It's been a day. But you got to watch your words on there. That's all I can tell you. You just got to be careful of what you write. You might want to read through it before you push send next time, you know. But I don't know.
It's interesting because obviously he you're right. It was, the fact that he said the sex was mid is crazy work. Actually nuts work, especially on the net as well. So you're gonna get chewed up and you deserve to get chewed. To be fair, they didn't chew him up about that, which is really mad. They chewed him up about the fact that he saw that she was uncomfortable at certain times or whatever, and they still had sex. But again, I understand what he meant. But again,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But it's like, it's like, I don't know what y'all want, because I'm pretty sure half of the people in the comments has been uncomfortable or seen a person uncomfortable and still didn't stop. So it's like, y'all, it's not, that wasn't that deep to me. That really wasn't that deep.
They took it that way. They took it that way. Like you said, on Reddit, you got to choose your words wisely. So, you know, yeah, I agree.
In some moments, though, like if you see it on an occasion, you can't just be like, "Are you good?" But if she, like, because he might have even seen that, like, he see it as she uncomfortable, he just might not have said, "I asked if she good," and she said, all right. But I'm pretty sure they've been together for some time. He might have asked a few times, like, "You good?" and she say, "Yeah." And so when he sees it some more, he's not gonna really think too much of it. So I'll give him that light. But yeah, you on Reddit, baby.
Exactly. You gotta watch those words. They're gonna chew you up. I think obviously, I think the key thing for them though going forward is therapist, get her to start really working on that sexual therapy, see what kind of traumas really in that area and start working through it. Because it sounds like you can't do this any longer, bro. You've done it for how many years? You've been together 13 or whatever years, and it sounds like you've been settling for her, bro. And that's usually not a good sign, you know. Yeah. And the fact that we're settling in the sex area where you had a healthy sex life. Whew, but then he did say, you know, that in 2020 it was good. It was just that in 2025, obviously between that time, two mastectomies happened as well. So I wonder if that plays a role, because in 2020 it seems like he said he was going well.
You're dealing with cancer, so you're dealing with either some type of radiation, some type of hormone, something that's going on. So you have to take into account there is some chemical imbalance that is probably going on within her for a minute. And sometimes when certain drugs are injected into certain people, libidos will go down. You know what I'm saying? Certain body effects, like they're operating inside of her body, and they might accidentally hit something that they wasn't supposed to, and that might misfire everything else going on in her body, and unbeknownst to her, you know what I'm saying? So it's just going to be a time, like we said, the therapy and just learning her all over again. You are now learning a new person, new body. And you might have to just make her feel comfortable. She might not just be feeling comfortable in her new body either. So if you're just ravishing her and all of this stuff like that, I don't know what woman is just going to feel comfortable, but you know, caress her, be real intimate, like rubbing your hands over her body as if everything is still exists, or you in love with the new part of her that is there anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, explore her. Take your time. Enjoy every bit of it, because if your sex drive is high, that should be a plus for you anyway. I don't know.
Internalize. I'm with you on that one. You know what I mean? I'm with you on that. So I ain't gonna hold you on that. I definitely think you gave some good advice, and I think, yeah, they gotta yeah, you gotta work through that. You know what I mean? So
I hope he works through it soon before he starts cheating, because that's what's coming next. I appreciate him for
yeah,
coming to Reddit.
he better dog her ass out if you
all crazy or not, because if he ain't cheated or started cheating yet, he's doing pretty good. So like, it sounds like he on that way though.
The next time the story comes out is going to be husband cheats on wife while she has mastectomy. It's going to sound worse. So I do hope as well that he sorts it out early, because otherwise, broski, that's looking a bit wild. You get me? You're absolutely right about that. I'm definitely here on that. Okay. All right, cool. Oh, you know what? Before we go into our main show. Nah, hell no, that's way too long, man. Freaking out. That title was juicy, but it was just long. That's enough. I'll save it for the next time. All right, we're gonna get into our main topic of the day, because we're talking about whether cooking is more intimate than sex. So if you haven't already, guys, make sure that you are joining the membership, because it's about to go members only in the chat. It's about to go members only in the chat. So if you haven't done so, make sure you do so now and you become a member, because you won't be able to continue talking in the chat without it. Okay. All right. Let's get into this particular video and talk about some real things here as well. Okay, I'm gonna play the clip so you can be reminded of what we are talking about. Okay, all right. Let's play the clip again once more again.
Cooking or
Cooking is more intimate?
Hell yeah. I could tell how much you love me by that meal. I mean, the tender loving care. Look, I'm a fat kid, so food is my happy place. So when a woman cooks for me, I just feel it's different. I mean, sex is sex. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fulfilling, all that stuff. But you cook for me, like it's almost spiritual.
oh, y'all disappointed me on this stage talking about cooking is more intimate. This woman is giving you her body.
Come on.
And that just lets me know y'all don't know all forms of intimacy. You said it's almost more spiritual. No, it ain't.
Yeah.
My wife. There is physical intimacy, sexual intimacy, spiritual intimacy, emotional intimacy, intellectual intimacy, financial intimacy. There are different levels of intimacy that we are talking about. And y'all want to say that cooking is more intimate than a woman opening up her body and her soul to you?
Hey, it's a lot of
I've had more. And then when it gets to cooking, a lot of women will feel like the cooking is more intimate. I'm only going to cook for my man, but yet you busting it open on date 3 for him. So while I get the idea of what you say, so what should it be? It should.
Well, I want to know our thoughts. What is our thoughts on this subject? Because I see where both sides are coming from. You know, sex is not a trivial thing. I also see that cooking and how that is important, I guess, in terms of nurturing, caring, loving for a man is also important. Do you agree that cooking is more intimate than sex, or do you disagree? And then state why.
Here's my thing with this. Because first of all, I love when I hear women or men disagree with the opposite sex viewpoint on topics that relate to how they feel. I love that. I love that because the question was, do a man feel like getting cat or cooking is more intimate? Shh, sis. Let them men answer. If the men disappoint you, that's because your value is in your cat, not in your cooking skills. Okay? For people that are in the chat that say, I don't like cooking, guess what? If you cook for that man, that's going to be the most intimate thing that man has ever ate. Because he already knows that you don't mind giving your cat out. He already know that. He already gonna get it. This gonna sound crazy. Sorry, I ain't trying to attack none of y'all in the chat who said it. But he already know he can get access to that. But you're now doing something for him that you don't do for anybody else, almost including yourself. That's something that's gonna be something special, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna hold y'all that old saying, a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. It's not far-fetched. Y'all can sit here and think that you can get it from going through his pipeline, but guess what? His pipeline is going through everybody else on the street anyway. He gonna stop to see who feeds him to re-energize himself back to get back in the streets. Whoever fed him, guess what? He like a cat. He gonna run back to that same house, especially if the cooking good. So I agree with Lance on the points of you can tell how much she's into you, because it's just like that first scenario that we had going on. She's planning the meal. She's now going to shop and do all of these things to make sure that she gets everything that she needs for the meal. She is taking her time out to even prepare this meal hopefully from scratch. But even if it's not, she's placing it in her own oven, putting it on a plate and serving it to you. And later on, she might actually, and I'm really like, oh boy, at the end, do both, baby. Because if you do both, I'm really showing you how intimate I want this thing to be. But I'm like, you know, in this day and age, and now don't get me wrong, I agree with Kitty on some parts too. In this day and age, most women is busting it wide early any daggone way. So yes, cooking is going to feel more intimate nowadays, because it might be something he's not getting, a home cooked meal, when it's all this fast food and restaurants and all these things, especially if he's a man that's doing business deals all the time. He's always eating out. He's always on the go. A home cooked meal is something more special to him. But for a dude that ain't getting none, that coochie gonna be getting special to him. You know what I'm saying? That's on the flip side. But back in the day, yeah, women were more sacred with theirs. Women weren't loose out there and stuff like that. So the coochie, yeah, it was more intimate. And like she says, there is different levels of intimacy. For Lance, he rated that one up there. That's for Lance. We didn't get to hear all the men up there on the panel and stuff like that, but it sounds like a few of those men agreed. That is more intimate. So as a woman, yes, I can feel like me giving you my flower blossom is the most intimate thing that I've could have done, because I shouldn't be giving this to anybody, but I'm choosing to give it to you. That's what I feel is intimate. You know what I'm saying? That's for me. That's what I feel. But if I ask you and you say, Jay, the way you prepare that steak, potatoes, all that stuff like that, that took me to a place. That took me back to this time, whatever, and stuff like that. Sometimes that happens in the mouth. And I'm going to tell you like this, for when you understand cooking too, because y'all know my name, I'm a chef, whatever, stuff like that. You understand how intimate food can be. That is an oral intimacy, Kitty. Because now I'm pleasing your palate with varieties of flavors and all of this stuff like that. On top of it, it gets your mind stimulated because we eat with our eyes first. So now if I present it a certain way, I got you stimulated. And if I'm cooking in the kitchen a certain way, you know what I'm saying? If I serve it to you a certain way, guess what? So yes, intimacy just don't stop in the kitchen. It also don't stop in the bedroom either. These are just various parts of it that play into what makes it seal the deal for that person. For Lance, you can give me the coochie, you can give me some head, you can do all of these other things, but if you can cook me an actual good meal, wonderful. Another man might agree differently. Like he might disagree and say something differently. So when men start telling you what they like, just listen to it. If that's your man, if that's the one man you want, baby, you got to tune yourself to what he got going on. If he say he wants you in the kitchen and that's how he like it, you better go ahead and find you some cooking channels and get to learn it, baby. Or learn how to get that daggone takeout on speed down and get it on a plate before he get there. Whatever you got to do. Make sure it's right. All right.
No, absolutely, man. You know, I think the realest thing is obviously, and I actually agreed with him because of our current state of culture, right? So taking the spiritual aspect out of it, I can understand how cooking seems to be a lot more deeper, right? Because if we're talking about when people are dating, we talk about a woman cooking for a man, she'll be like, oh, well, that's wifely duties, which means it's very deep. So to cook, to spend time, you know, making food for some people, it will be deeper, right? And, you know, again, it is a personal act of love that serves the person, not necessarily yourself. Of course, you can eat the food, but the food is going towards that person. So it's an act of love, of servitude in that space. Sex can be servitude too, but it involves two people enjoying the pleasure, right? Now, of course, someone can obviously spend their time given to one person, but sex doesn't usually always happen like that, right? So for me, the cooking aspect of Lance, what you're saying is very true, because really and truly, he's Lance Gross. Could he not get many women who can sleep with him? Absolutely. So you sleeping with him is again, for him, it maybe not be high on the list, because what is high on the list is someone actually being nurturing, caring, loving, appreciative. And one of the ways they show that is through them taking time to cook him a meal that they know he would like. So I totally understood that perspective. And you're right. I felt like with this one, Kitty didn't necessarily need to tell us her perspective. Like, well, you can tell us his perspective, but she almost made it as if like her perspective almost trumped his. And I don't think she's a rude person or anything like that, nice person or that, but it was just a case of, I get it, sis, that obviously intimacy doesn't look the exact same way for everybody, but you got to let some things flow and allow that man just to say what he got to say, and allow him to be able to, you know, state his opinion and be like, all right, cool. Maybe learn a bit more about where that's coming from. Because he actually told her as well, I was a fat kid. So food is a massive thing for me. And that what she could have actually tapped into is, okay, so like you said, obviously you're a big kid and food was very important to you as well. Okay, I can understand where you're coming from. And I can see why you decide that food is a big thing for you. I think, again, there's a way to kind of like bring your point across without necessarily challenging the other person, right? Like, and I feel like she kind of challenged it without necessarily needing to. And so that then became more combative than actually her just giving a good opinion of a different perspective. Yes, Jay, go for it.
Yeah, it's the way you do it. Like you said, it's like you came in challenging. You got your talking off the side of your mouth. You doing, you got your eyes squinting, all that stuff like that. So it's almost like you ready to go to war, where you could have just been like, huh, interesting. I would have assumed you guys would have said this, but that's crazy. I'm curious to figure out. Lance always said he was a big kid at one point, so I get him. But the rest of y'all, I got more questions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there we go. Start the dialogue. Because then what the question is leading is from a woman who wants to understand men. So the point is to allow the men to speak in this moment. You can guide the conversation all you want by the questions that you ask, but you will need to allow the men to speak, because the question is for the man's perspective. she's in the conundrum of trying to understand, why would cooking be more intimate than cooch anyway? Because she already feels the same way you feel, Kitty. She already feels like, this is my prized possession right here. I'm just getting him in the house through the cooking. If I give him this, you know what I'm saying? This right here is the thing. She's trying to understand why it is that he feels more intimacy about the cooking. That your thing is to sit here and ask more questions so she can get an understanding for. And sometimes when we be having these conversations, the need to just be heard and prove ourselves right trumps over the conversation of what's really needed to be had. This was an understanding conversation, to be honest with you.
No word of a lie. Yeah, so you're 100% on that as well. Yeah, it was an understanding conversation. So, yeah, her tone was slightly off, and I guess the responses in the chat kind of not even just one, but on the actual posts kind of showed as well that she, I think, missed the mark on this one. And again, I'm not going to be mad at it. It's just one of those ones where you miss the mark and you just come back better next time. You know, she usually has good takes. I just think that it was a good take, just a wrong conversation. Like, this wasn't one that needed that response. But her response, I wasn't mad at it. It's just like it wasn't necessary for this conversation, because he was stating his preference or stating what he feels. And it was, like you said, her job just kind of listen, soak it up, be like, oh, okay, never knew that's how you lot think about it. I guess for me, how I think about it is this, that. But missed opportunities come because sometimes we are, like you said, we're trying to be right. We're trying to be the top dog in some sense, right? So definitely hear that. Well, listen, before we go any deeper and we get to more conversation, you know, we're going to add our wonderful, illustrious, you know, the beautiful, you know, I was going to say delectable, but you know, I can't say that.
You cannot give delectables to everybody, but her name do start with a D.
You know what I mean? So we're going to welcome onto the show, Deanna, baby. How you doing?
Hey guys.
Hey, mama.
Hey, thank you.
It's all right, man.
Y'all short hair people gonna get on my nerves because y'all been flying today. Y'all leave me alone. I'm not gonna do it.
It's fun over here.
I know. I've been there before.
It's not much maintenance at all.
Don't lie to you, because this thing here be
Thank you. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's Coach's kryptonite. Sorry to tell.
Oh, short hair.
Listen. I don't want to say too much. You know what I mean? One hand is on the Bible, the other one is repenting. Yeah. But welcome to the conversation, Diana. It's good to have you.
Thank you for having me tonight.
Nah, man, it's a vibe, man. It's a vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the clip. Have you seen the clip?
I was just watching it. And the first thing I had to say about the clip, I didn't like her stance on it. It was kind of like, it felt like it was a dig. I don't know. It felt like some tension between her and Lance. It felt like either she wants Lance or she wanted to get his attention in some way. And I think that was the way she thought to go to get his attention. I don't know, but it was something weird about that whole back and forth. Like, something was weird. Something was definitely, because it wasn't that deep. I don't think it was that deep. I think his perspective is his perspective. And for her to interrupt and be like, well, that's your perspective. It's like, who are you to tell him what's, you know, like, it was just something off about that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear that. The tone was a little bit sideways.
Yeah. It's like, who are you to tell a man his own perspective of what he think is more intimate? Like, it was just off-putting.
That's what Jay said, to be honest. Yep. I definitely agree with you. I think, I don't know. I think maybe she got caught up in a moment, because she usually is pretty good. But I think she got caught up in this moment. I think maybe, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to flow with D then, because it must be a reason on Lance.
It is. It's like a
what could be the reason, lady? Help me.
Don't get me wrong. Seen him in person many times. Been right next to him. Great looking man. Smells great. Wonderful personality. You know what I'm saying? Might be a little tension.
To me, looking at them two, it just seemed like, I guess she beforehand, I don't know what happened when they first met, or she tried to get his attention and it didn't fly. So it felt like, you know, a dig at her. So now this is like the opportunity to get back. It just seemed like something transpired before that we don't know about on her side, because you know how women can be in their head, think something happened that really didn't happen. So it's like in her head something happened, and in his head it's like, what's the problem? So I it's something else going on there.
Might been shut down.
Yeah.
Might didn't get that response that you normally get, you know.
Yeah. And she felt probably offended about it. I don't know.
Y'all put me on some game. I wasn't even thinking that. Honestly, I was just thinking that she was just being a little bit more defensive, but I can see where you are coming from.
It was too defensive. I can't.
It was way too. It was like what he was saying wasn't out of turn, because I feel as though the same way. But the way she took it and then spin it's like, ooh, is something going on here?
I could have seen if he said, "Oh, the cooch" or something like that, because
it was trash. If he said something disrespectful, I could see her going there if he said something, but he didn't. And it was like, where is she coming from? And it's like, I haven't seen that clips before. I've seen little ticks here and there, but I haven't really sit down and watched the whole little debacle. But from what I did gather, it seemed like she is on point, but it seemed like for this one, it was like something ain't right. So maybe she's having a bad day. I don't know.
So my internet froze there. Okay.
Because even her facial expression is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. When you start talking to the side of your mouth and you doing like this and all this stuff, like you.
Yes, and not to bring this up, but background noise. I did see this whole debacle with her and Kitty or whatever her name is. I seen how she talked like street. So it's like, you kind of scary a little bit, because it's like you got your performative, you know, office talk, and then you really on some gutter hood shit. It's like, so seeing her face in this talking to Lance, it's like something else happened we don't know about. And Lance don't know about either, obviously. That's what I think, my opinion. Because I'm never going to be like, yeah, that's his opinion on it. Like, I don't understand why she felt offended by it. I don't know.
Okay. So the topic is cooking is more intimate than sex. Do we agree or disagree? And why?
I agree to an extent. Now, after seeing what they was talking about, I could see where he said like cooking is more intimate for a woman to cook, because nowadays women giving it up here and there without any effort. But the fact that you're putting in effort to, you know, cook a good meal, you know, spice something up, that's effort. So it shows more intimacy. When it comes to males cooking for a female, I think it's kind of vice versa. Because I was like, yeah, that's intimate. Then I was like, no, maybe he just want her to come over and have a cheap meal and then, you know, try to smash. So it's like, I don't know. It could go either way when it comes to males cooking for females, but females cooking for males, I think is more intimate. Yeah.
What are you saying, Jay?
I'm trying to think, like, if a man cooked for me, like my dad cooked really good and stuff like that. But I'm trying to think, like, there's like, I can only recall one time a man has cooked for me at the same time. It was like you're cooking for yourself. I feel like you're cooking for yourself, because that's why you're cooking for myself, and you just get the benefit of coming over.
Well, yeah, that's something different.
but sometimes, like, yeah, no, when I'm actually especially planning something for you, and I'm like, I guess for me it might be intimate just because it's never happened. I can't think of it actually happened, but you know, working around a bunch of male chefs is like, I could see why it's not too intimate too, because it's a lot of like, women don't realize there's a lot of male chefs out there that know how to cook or whatever and stuff like that. And I don't know, they just don't do it or whatever the case may be, but I don't know.
It's a double standard kind of a little, because a male doing it is like, all right, depending on what you're cooking. If you're making hot dogs, it's like, what the fuck? But if it's like a real intimate steak dinner, like top notch, I don't know, good, you know, wine and everything, all right, it's like, all right. But then again, who's coming over somebody's house? I don't know, me, I'm not at I gotta get to know you a while before I come over your house.
Yeah.
So the first date, I'm not coming over your house and you're not cooking. We're going out to dinner. But after a couple times and then they do it, it's like, all right, yeah, it's intimate. But for a girl to do it, to me, me personally, I ain't cooking if I don't like you. So
For it to be intimate for me, I gotta come in. The smell gotta be already enticing or whatever like that. He gotta be playing me almost like off of Love Jones, or I think like a man where it's like you take this spoon, take a bite of this, and my everything in my taste buds just melt when I taste it. Okay. You got some skills. I see you. But I get you, D, because I do remember, and that's probably because I friend zoned him too. So I do remember a man trying to cook for me, and he could cook. He was a male chef, but he friend zoned already. So I was like, this is pointless. What are you doing?
I went on a date and he cooked for me, went back to his place and cooked and everything was great. And then my ex used to cook all the time. He was the cooker. So it's like, I think it is an intimacy there, because it's like they're showing that they care. They put in the effort. But then again, it could be a double-edged sword, because if you cook all the time, this is nothing to you. This is no effort. So it's like, yeah, just come over to my place. I'm gonna cook a meal, whatever. It's no effort to that. So
that's what I said. It has to be good for me, because I'm kind of picky too. So it's like, if it makes my mouth water and all this, and I'm trying to get this recipe, Coach is like, this is some bull.
Are we still talking about food?
We're in the woman's perspective now, Coach. Don't argue with us.
That's why I'm not even intervening. I'm like, are they talking about food? Or?
We still talk about food that leads to other.
I mean, if you're cooking up a tomahawk steak, yeah. But other than that, I don't know. It's
now if you know that way around a smoker, you might have me. Give me a good.
But this is like after like the third. Like we went out, like we had 3 dates already in a nice restaurant, and then we here. So yeah.
Okay. So personally, you're saying that because because men don't frequently cook, it can be seen as more intimate, excluding the fact that if they're chef, right? So taking that out of the equation, if they're just like, if they cook for you, then it means something more. It is intimate then.
But
it can go both ways, because the guy is getting his cake and eating it too, because he's not spending money. He got you over his layer and he's trying to slay that. So therefore, it could be a double-edged sword. So yes, it is intimate, but then again, it's you're trying to get your way here. It's a double-edged sword. I don't know.
D overthinking it, because she's
I
like,
am.
Just eat this thing and go home. All right, I'm out. Thank you for the meal.
Yeah.
I'm going to see the man number 2. Bye. No, I feel like it's the same thing.
Kojo, you in the dark arts. It's a benefit. It's a plus to men. I would say that, because.
But hold up, D. Because if I'm cooking for you,
well, yeah. I mean, all right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Because
I'm just trying to make sure you got enough energy for later. That's all. That's all. So I'm gonna say
comment.
I feel like men that don't cook, even if they know how to, but don't cook often, or like women that don't cook at all, but try to that one time. It is going to be an intimate experience and stuff, because it's something that you regularly do. You're choosing to do this for me. So that what makes it intimate for me in this moment.
These cost money.
Yeah, I knew he was going to catch up to that. When he's like, he ain't spending no money. I said, hold up now. These groceries cost now.
I mean, yeah, grocery. Yes, you're right. They do.
And he put that time in.
But you know what it is? It's the princess treatment. It's like him pick you up, take you to the restaurant, opening the door. It's like wine and it's the princess experience. So
go ahead. Would it pick you up? take you out to get a couple of things to drink or whatever and stuff like that, bring you to the house, and then start cooking for you.
I had that. Yeah, I had that. And it was,
Okay?
yes, it was relaxing and it was comfortable. You know, you see how the person, you know, live, you know, the ambiance, the atmosphere, everything was right. And the food tastes good. Yes. Yes. But I can't go off the first date doing that. That have to be later on.
But was it intimate?
Was it intimate? Of course.
Was it more intimate than intimacy?
You know what? That's a hard one because it depends on how much chemistry do you guys have. For me, it depends on the chemistry, and it depends on the atmosphere, and it depends on what they cook. I don't know. I overthink.
She like, he cooked something I didn't like. He was at the house kind of like this, that. I mean, I see where he was trying to go with this, but it wasn't working for me.
Yeah, I'm like sizing up everything. I'm analyzing everything. So it's like, this is intimate. I don't know. Kojo, I don't know. I overthink.
Say he got a place, got a nice view with a balcony and stuff. Balcony is big enough for a table outside. He set it all up. He get the little music playing, got the candles on. It's a nice day outside, so you ain't got to worry about being too cold, too hot, no nothing. Everything is vibes, is vibing.
Perfect intimacy, yes.
And stuff like that. But that D is not D. No, just I just had to throw that up in there again. No,
then it was we had a nice day. Bye.
Oh my oh my God.
Well, Coach, was the dinner intimate though?
I think, but all in all, I think it's more intimate. I think so. But then again, it also, when you compare it to sex, it's kind of hard because sex in itself is intimate. Like the chemistry, like everything about it is like intimate. So I think in today's world, cooking can be seen as more intimate depending on the sex, I would say.
Sometimes I could put them on the same plane. Sorry, Coach.
No.
Sometimes I can put them on the same plane because the intimacy still depends on the connection between the two of you.
Yes.
You can come over, food be good, all this stuff like that. And he could just eat and just be like, okay, thank you, and be on his way. You know what I'm saying? Don't care because this is what he used to. You're getting a good meal. And the same could be said with like, intimate sexually with somebody is like, if the vibe's not there, if we're not really connecting, we can have sex, but I don't feel nothing for you. So it doesn't feel intimate. So it's still going to be based off the connection that y'all have. And then it goes still back to what is he lacking in his life? If he's lacking good cooked meals, that's going to seem like something more. But if he's lacking physical touch, he's going to want that one more. And in this day and age with men, this culture that we're living in, more men is lacking the actual meals, meals and stuff like that. They're not lacking in sex as we would like them to be. So yeah, I can see it in this day, men feeling that way.
Yeah.
So we're saying that it depends on the intimacy in the bedroom and how that goes to determine whether cooking would be less or more intimate than sex. Is that what we're saying?
No, it depends on the chemistry of you two. It depends on how intense the chemistry y'all have. So basically, if let's say this person is he's not used to cooking, right? But he planned this nice dinner for you. He cooked it himself, went out his way. He usually don't do this. And it turns out really, really nice. And like he put in effort. Candles, like Jay said, candle lit, ambiance, wine, everything, shebang. That's intimacy. And you're on top of your connection. It's like, bam, that's it. But if it's somebody that's used to cooking all the time, like he cooked chicken and rice like every other day, and he invites you to come over and have the same, that's not intimate. That's nothing about that is intimate.
You know, actually would be intimate in that whole scenario for me is if we had topped that whole date with good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the meal, I mean, the meal could even be you know what I'm saying? But the fact that he tried, but that conversation is everything throughout that whole meal, I would probably feel like that was the most intimate date that I've ever had and stuff like that. But that's me. That's for me. Intimacy is conversation and communication with me.
Me, I'm leaving.
Not that you're leaving.
You made chicken and rice, and I asked you what you eat the day before, chicken and rice, and you invite me over to that? Yeah, I'm out.
But wouldn't that be intimate?
No.
Because like maybe like that's the only meal that he can cook well, and like he's actually bringing you into his world of the fact that he's cooking a chicken and a rice for you. Okay, so wouldn't that be intimate? Because actually he's giving you the one thing that he can do, and he's giving it all to you. He's saving all his cooking for you.
Oh, Joe.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Seriously. All he can make is chicken and rice, and okay. So if all you can make is chicken and rice,
no gravy.
Okay, so how about you decide us go out to eat something? How about we just decide to go out to eat? Like why?
No, because that's not intimate.
Yes, it is intimate.
No, but you're not deep in it. It's intimate when I cook for you. You're not deep in it. Now deep it, Jonah, deep it. Look at me. Just look at me when we're saying this. Let's deep this moment together.
No. That's like you just giving me scraps. Like you cook chicken and rice all the time. That's all you could cook, right? And then you invite me over. You're giving me scraps. Like there's no effort to this. You didn't put any effort into this.
I put all my effort into that. Walk with me a little bit here. This is the only meal he can cook.
Okay, if that's the case, let's go out.
No, because then let's go out. Anybody can outsource the thing. You get me? And it can be intimate too. That can be intimate too. I'm not saying that can't be intimate. I'm saying to you that it's actually a big source of intimacy also too.
Okay, you know what? How about this? How about this? If you know you can't cook and all you can cook is chicken and rice, call a caterer. Call somebody you know. Be like, hey, I want this real nice dinner for this girl. I really, really like her. Can you set me up something good? Sure. How about do that?
Now, what's wrong with him? Oh, wait, hold on now. I've got no problem with outsourcing and you calling a caterer. My question is, this is his one skill that he's given to you. Okay? The one meal that he can cook. He's letting you into his world. He's being vulnerable right now to know that, listen, hey, baby, I'm a one meal type of man.
How about this?
I got no skills.
What if I tell you I can't cook? All I could do is tuna fish, right? All I can do is tuna fish.
Go on.
And I invite you over for some tuna fish. Mm-hmm. And that's what it is. Do you find that intimate?
Listen, I'm gonna take some level of intimacy. If I find out the backstory. I think when you don't know the backstory, nobody really is gonna find that intimate. Like, you know what I mean? Same with chicken and rice.
Why not? Tuna fish is good.
Oh no, there's nothing wrong with tuna fish. Nothing wrong with it at all. I'm saying that you need to know the backstory behind it, right? Because what we are discussing, all of us are discussing, is intimacy and romance. The two are synonymous, but they're not necessarily the same. For instance, you can put candles and scented candles and make the lights low and everything. That's an atmosphere. That doesn't necessarily mean it's intimate. It's what we can visually conceptualize as quote unquote being intimate. But intimacy could actually be the fact that if you can only cook tuna and all you know how to do is like a little tuna thing out of a tuna tin, and you put a little bit of lettuce around it, and you put some ketchup and some mayo on top of it, you're giving me the basic of basics. But if that's the one thing that you know, and you give it to me, I'm actually doing you a disservice to say it's not intimate, because at that point, what you're letting me into is your intimate world of saying, this is the one thing that I can do, and that one thing I'm sharing it with you. And I know it sounds mad, because it's like, it seems very basic, and it it is kind of basic, but in a sense, it's actually very, very powerful because it's
Aw.
like it's the one thing you can do. Now you see how you're destroying that safe space.
Aw,
That's what you're
so
gonna do.
cute.
You're gonna destroy a man's safe space. You're gonna destroy a man's art.
I'm just saying, oh, that's cute.
Is that how
wrong
you
with
say it's
that.
cute? As you're playing
Yeah.
with the food, she's like, "Oh, that's cute." With the
That's
fork in.
cute.
Oh, that's real cute. Mm. Get me out of this place. She like, get me out.
I mean,
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I do. Somebody is telling you that that's all they can do, and they gave it to you, and you trying to like throw it in their face. That's asshole. That's an asshole move. But I get it. That is intimate to some degree. I'm just, in my opinion, it's not much effort.
She like, it's some degree, but I need you to put that oven on 400 degrees.
Yeah,
Because
it's like I need you to just try. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many recipes out there. It's so much stuff on Instagram. It's so like you can read. Like you can. Come on, dude. That's not like. Come on, no. I'm not accepting that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go on, Jay.
Okay, so now I'm trying to figure out how I want to phrase this, but okay, so that's his starting point. The chicken and rice is his starting point. Okay, so he wants you to know where he's starting from, and so after that, he got your opinion or whatever stuff like that, and he takes that and he's like, okay, I'm gonna take cooking classes. It starts to get more intimate for you now.
Actually, I took cooking classes with a guy, and that was the most intimate. That was very intimate. That was. Taking cooking lessons together, 10 out of 10 date. Definitely recommend.
Okay.
I would
So wait,
prefer
what's
that than some chicken and rice. Yes.
No, okay, wait. So see now you know I'm a dog with a with a bone. And pause on that. But let me just say, obviously, okay. So we got something going on here. What's the issue behind chicken and rice?
That's like oatmeal for breakfast. Like, it's a
I got
basic
you.
meal.
Mm-hmm.
It's
No.
no effort. It's no effort in making it. You season it, put it in the oven, and there you go.
Now, I love that. You're right. In some regards, you are right
Mm-hmm.
from your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Because can you cook chicken and rice yourself?
Yes.
So
Actually,
okay,
I just had some.
fantastic, right? Okay,
Big
cool.
chicken. So good.
So deep this, and I appreciate it because I will come around next time. Now, deep the situation. Yeah. If we go to McDonald's, is that intimate?
I don't even eat McDonald's. No.
Okay, that's good. It's good for you. I can tell your skin's glowing. You don't eat McDonald's. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Okay, so McDonald's it's off the list, right? Okay, cool. Let's just say what would be like a $20 restaurant for Americans? What would be like your guys' thing? Is that like lobster and whatever? So I don't know. What would be your kind of like?
It would be like a chain restaurant, like Chili's, Outback Steakhouse, Longhorn, one of the
Okay, so is chili and steakhouse is that intimate?
No.
Okay, so these places are not going to be intimate. Here's why it's not going to be intimate: because it's not your level. It's got nothing to do with intimacy. It's to do with your expectation of what you consider intimate because of what level you're at. For instance, your cooking skills is at a certain level that chicken and rice cannot be intimate for you. It's not that it's not intimate. It's the fact that your competence in that area means that for you it's not going to be appreciated, and that's why I'm saying that intimacy is personal, because actually it for you it won't work, but for someone else it'll be amazing. For instance, like I'm going to use a stereotypical example, right? You might watch a movie kind of situation, right? When you were 18 and y'all go to a local restaurant, you share same plate. Mm-hmm. That might be very intimate, but maybe at your age now, you might not think that's intimate. You know what I'm saying? To share a plate with the man that you care about, it might not be intimate for you. You know what I mean? Because it's like, for you don't consider it to be something that quote unquote adults do. So then the intimacy is lost from that situation. So really and truly, you're right. It's not intimate because it's from your perspective of what intimacy is, which is why everybody's got to find out what the other person will consider to be intimate, because intimacy is about being able to see intimately into that person. So everyone has to have their side of things. So I can't say your thing isn't intimate. It would be incorrect for me to say, oh, that's not intimate. If I said that about you, or if you said my thing isn't intimate, it would be incorrect. So for you, chicken and rice isn't intimate, which makes sense. You know what I mean? So okay, I'm yes, Jen.
And I'm just laughing because my one time situation, he made me chicken and potatoes, but it was so freaking good, child.
It be like that sometimes when they really try to cook.
Oh, I called him up. I was like, "What's that recipe?"
It be like that when they really know how to cook, though. But to me, chicken and rice ain't cutting it for me. That's just what it is.
But what if I blindfold you and then feed you chicken and rice?
That I would like that. I would like that. It's the effort.
Oh, we need a little blindfold now.
I get more turned on by the effort. It's the effort that you put into it. And I get what you're saying. They are putting in effort because this is something they really don't know how to do. So they put in the effort to make it. I get it. But if it's something that I'm used to all the time, like you said, it's not going to be intimate for me.
No, I get it. No, I definitely get it. And I do understand where you're coming from. So that's why everyone has to work with what they got. You know what I mean? Because I'm a person, I like sensory. If I'm doing intimacy, I like sensory things. I need things to touch the different senses. So whether we are intentionally kind of aiming towards a particular sense or taking away some of the senses, I like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I really enjoy that kind of stuff. And I think that for me is intimate. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So I guess to upgrade something as simple, like you said, like, let's say to have a plate of fruits might not necessarily be intimate, but maybe if I took away the sense of control in terms of eyesight, you know, and then I'm feeding you that, you know, and I'm saying to you, what is this fruit? Maybe asking you, you know, engaging you on that level, you know what I mean? With a couple of different sources, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? A brother knows what he does, you get me? Don't play with me. I know what I'm doing, you know, I know my thing, you get me? But your way around
intimacy.
Yes. You know, to kind of spark
you know how to sway it. Yes. You know how to make something simple and make it actually, you know, elegant, intimate. Yes. A lot of people don't know how to do that. So that is a skill, that effort that you put into knowing that skill and actually implementing that skill. That's intimate. But you know, nowadays men ain't skilled like that. Well, let me not say men. I'm sorry, chat, because I don't see your comments. But not all men. Just, you know, I guess the ones that I'm picking up, they're skilled, but they're not skilled in particular like that.
No, I definitely hear you on that. You know, I definitely hear you on that. And it's like I said, it's intriguing, I think, talking about intimacy, because again, from your perspective, what has been the most, of course, without, you know, exposing who the person is, but like, what has been the most intimate kind of moment you've had outside of physical intimacy? What has been the most intimate thing that you've experienced from your perspective?
I would have to say reliability. Like, if something is happening right now and I call you up and they just immediately stop and take care of whatever situation you at, that's, to me, is intimacy. It's somebody that's showing that they care, that's stopping whatever they're doing to make sure that you're okay. Another intimate type thing is what I can remember recently is taking a trip. So, you know, just say, hey, pack your bags, we going, you know, here. And then, you know, the day before you didn't know you was going somewhere, and all of a sudden they saying pack your bags, you're going here. And it's like, okay, and they surprise you with this nice hotel, this nice trip, got a whole spread layout for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it's like that type of stuff. Recently was intimacy for me.
Interesting.
So being reliable, to me, that's somebody that you could just, and it's somebody that you barely know, that you just call up like, hey, such, and they like, all right, no problem, and take care of it. that's definitely, to me, that's strengthened our chemistry even more.
So what's your love language?
My love language is kind of like serving a little bit. I like to.
That's why. That makes sense.
Oh, what just happened here?
Because what you explained was acts of service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
For your intimacy, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Acts of service. Yeah. I study them, and I see what they like, and I'll just do it without them asking. So yeah. And I like vice versa for me. Like,
okay, that makes sense.
It's actually a moment I forgot. I don't talk to him no more. But listen, it was a moment where I was dating this guy and he picked me up, right? And I noticed that he had the water. It's a particular water that I drink, and you don't see it out a lot. So I noticed he had it in his car, and I'm like, "Is that mine?" He said, "No, I actually bought it for you." And I was like, wow. He said, yeah, I noticed. I like when they notice little things that you do. He noticed that I drank this particular water. He never asked me about it. He just see that I drink it all the time. And all of a sudden, as he's picking me up, he has it in his car. That to me is like, wow, I love stuff like that. Little simple stuff like that. I love stuff like that. To me, that increases the chemistry. That's intimacy. That little gesture right there is intimate to me.
And so, like, with that same thought there, this is why men find cooking for them intimate, because you thought he was hungry, you thought to call him up, you thought to fix him a meal. There's all of that thought in it. You've seen possibly he a man that's on the go and always working. Did you eat today? You'll hear that said like a lot of times when a person just check on you and stuff like that. Did you eat today? What you eat? I've heard many men say that that's the reason why they kind of like chose their woman out of everybody, because she always was checking on me, make sure I ate something, make sure I had something on my stomach, because she know I'll just be going and wouldn't eat or whatever. So it's in that same things. It's like, it's just the little things to them. Like to us, it might be a lot because we're doing all the work and stuff like that, but it's a little thing to them, which means a big thing, because it's like, you just stopped my whole day to make sure I got substance on me, that I'm nourished, that I'm good. You're checking on me. Somebody's actually checking on me. So yeah. In the same regard.
No, I definitely hear you on that. I definitely hear you on that. And I think everyone's intimacy probably in relation to the also love language. Is when you said it, Diona, that kind of made me think maybe a lot of our intimacy ideas surround whatever our love languages is. Because for me, yes, doing something for me is nice, but it's not intimate for me. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Like, I see it as that you're appreciating me and you value me, but not necessarily intimate. So that's why for me, it will be like, when I talk about strawberries and the blindfold, actually what it is the quality time. So for me, intimacy is quality time. It's things that we're doing together and where it's personal for us too. You know what I mean? Like, we're doing something. So, I'm a bit of a lover guy, boy, in this essence, you know what I mean? So things that will touch those areas of words of affirmation or touch in the quality time, those things will really spark some level of intimacy.
Like a $500 cash app just on a random, just like, I think you should go buy
again.
Nice baby,
That's really nice. You know what? And
I'll sign another round. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna receive the PayPal. You gotta know my PayPal. You can send a 500 donation. I just won't see it as intimate. I'll see it as you really appreciate me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not seeing the intimacy behind that, which is why when you're saying someone helping you, you're seeing intimacy, but I'm not seeing intimacy. I'm seeing, oh, they're just helping you. But it is intimacy to you, which is fine because it's your love language. So it makes sense why that would be intimate for you. Whereas it's mine. Nah, that's not for me. Why can't I hear you, Donna?
Yeah, somehow you lost sound.
Your sound, baby. We can't hear you. You disconnect your mic? No, we can't hear you, babe. Did someone call you? Because usually when someone calls you, and then
I think
they can take you a ticket
sound.
sound.
You might have to go out and come back in.
Yeah, I think someone took. You see?
Somebody interrupted this.
The Grinch done slow your voice.
And like, what I needed to find this cooking I did for you intimate. They called her already. You didn't find my cooking.
I'm gonna show you intimacy. I'm gonna show you some intimacy right now.
You didn't think what I cooked for you was intimate? I was like, oh girl, that chicken and rice.
You done bell up your line now.
You know, I got that Calabrose rice too. I need to get the long grain. I got that sticky rice. You know how hard it is to make a good sticky rice.
You gonna get it. This is my best work.
I put butter. Everybody don't put butter and broth in their rice. I put butter and broth in mine.
You better believe it. For me, cooking for you is not necessarily intimate, but it definitely is something close to my heart.
Yeah.
You know, if I cook for you, I can like you. Hello, dear, I think I can hear you. Go for it.
You hear me? Okay.
Yeah,
we hear you now.
Okay. I was about to ask you. So you're saying that somebody sending you money is not really intimacy to you. It's just somebody at act of service. So somebody requesting money from you is just cool. Why
are they doing that?
You taking away his ability to be intimate with you by sending it himself.
You better come and be intimate first. No jokes, but yes, you were saying.
I'm just trying to understand. You saying that it's just simple. It's just something that's an act of service and that you're looking out. But so if somebody requesting you money, what is that? What is that for you? Is it intimacy or just something you just helping out a friend?
I mean, it's not intimate, but it's definitely, obviously, it takes a level of trust for me to obviously want to send you that money. Do you know what I mean? I must like you, or there's a level of trust with friends or whatever. So it's not really intimate to me. I guess there's a sense of personal aspect because intimacy is part of personal, but like that feeling of intimacy, like this is a deep thing. It doesn't hit me the same way. Do you know what I mean? Right. Gotcha. Whereas if you came and told me some deep things that are going on with you, that would be very intimate for me because I'm like, yo, you're sharing your heart. You're sharing some real things on your mind. Like that's intimate for me again, because, you know, that is more in alignment with quality time again. But yeah, the money thing would be like, okay, cool. I'll send the money or you're going to send me money. That's great. That's really great.
That's great. That's crazy.
That's really great.
Yeah, I just sent you 500. Thumbs up. Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
So it's nice.
That's great.
Like, okay, well, for instance, Jay and Diona, how do you know from your perspective that a man likes you? What is it that you're perceiving about him and what he's doing or saying that you think that he likes you? I bet this ties into our love languages as well and into intimacy as well.
It's definitely gonna tie into my love language for sure. But I'm on the lines of Diona. You're a tentative one. You're paying attention to me and stuff like that. You're actually knowing what my love language is, and you know, like for me, it's quality time, and mine is a lot of times could just be in a form of communication. So when you start picking up on communicating and being active with it, and you're initiating the conversation and all of these things like that, or whatever, that's part of it. It's not all of it, but it is part of me actually saying, oh, he actually really likes me. And then you're listening to what I say and you remind me of things I'm saying, like that I said months ago. And I'm like, oh, I said that. I just be talking. Don't listen to me.
Me too, I'm the same way.
It's those things or whatever and stuff. And then, like, you know, when you start dabbling into some of my secondary love languages and you start equating all of that, but it's going to definitely start with my primary. I'm not going to hold you. It's going to start with the quality time. You're spending the actual time getting to know me. That's intimate. Like you letting me talk, because I've been finding nowadays y'all men folk like to overtake some conversations and stuff like that. Y'all be waiting to just have somebody to unload.
Men are actually gossip queens, but that's
life for real.
I do love a good gossip, you know, especially work gossip. I will indulge. I do indulge. Come and tell me about what's happening at work. Update me. I need to know what's going on. What Colin did what again? We need to nickname him. I'm happy. Tell me the work gossip. But again, that ties into my love language though. because quality time also splits into two. Some people are more activity, some people are more conversation. I'm more conversation than I am activity. So quality time for me, if you're talking to me, I'm thinking to myself, and you're telling me some of the deep stuff, or you tell me about work, I'm thinking that you're sharing your heart with me. That's intimate for me. You just telling me about your work is going to be very intimate for me. So that's also the place where it's also going to hurt the most, when I feel like if I can't do that with you, I feel like I'm being rejected. Whereas if like you don't ask me to, if you don't want me to help you out physically, I'm gonna be like, well, that's business. You need me to help you. I'm not feeling that sense of like rejection in the intimacy aspect if I can't do acts of service for you. Do you know what I mean? But if you can't converse and talk that area, or I can't share things with you, then I'm gonna feel that rejection aspect in that area, and lack of intimacy in that space. Do you understand deep thought now?
Nah, I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, honestly, it depends on the chemistry I have with the person. Because if I'm dating, like, let's say I'm dating two guys, and one of them I really, really like, and the other one is like, oh, I'm trying to see where this is going. And the one that's like, I'm trying to see where this is going, is like taking me out on these dates that's actually more extravagant than a guy that I actually really, really like. It's still not really getting that intimacy with me, because I don't feel that deep connection with this guy. There's something that he could do that I really like. The guy that I really like is do something simple, and I'm like, oh my God, heads over heels, this is intimate. So I don't know. It just depends on the chemistry I have with the person, rather than actually what they're doing, if that makes sense. And I know it's kind of like counteract what I said about the chicken and the rice. But it's just me. It's like depends on how deep I really like this person, how deep the chemistry is.
Interesting.
So
you're saying that the chemistry dictates part of the intimacy for you, in a sense.
Yeah.
I think that's actually normal for everybody, though. I don't think that's abnormal.
Okay.
Let's think about it. Okay. And Negro that you don't like.
Comments, so I don't know.
Oh no, I'm not. I don't know what the comments. I'm not even paying attention either. But I'm saying to you, like, imagine. I can imagine to myself, right? Let's say, for instance, a girl that I like with the chemistry, whatever, talking to me, and I'm finding her attractive, and she's telling me about her life. Well, yeah, of course I'm gonna think that's intimate. Now, a girl that I don't find attractive, you are a fly that I'm trying to swat. There's nothing intimate about what you're trying to do. Get the frick out of here. You know what I mean? You're taking up airspace. Get out. There's nothing intimate about that. So you're right. It's always going to be dictated by chemistry and whether you like the person or not. Because unfortunately, I don't want that intimacy from everybody. I don't want to be seen by you.
Yeah.
So
but if
right,
you're
man.
like in a stage where you're like courting, and it's like, you know, you're in a dating cycle, not saying sleeping with anybody, but you're courting, and it's like you're trying to get to know these people. But it's like this one guy that you really, really like, but it's this other guy. It's like, he has potential, but I still feel more connection with this guy. So this guy that I feel more connection with can do something simple, and it's like, oh my God, I'm in love. And this guy over here can go head over heels and take you out to fucking extravagant trips, and it's like,
What's your love language, D?
So, service, acts of service.
So the one that you really like is probably doing things for you.
Actually, I don't know. I'm like an oxymoron, to be honest. It's like,
no, he doing something for you. He doing something for you.
Honestly, you know what it is? Because I think y'all called it last time. Y'all said I'm a DA, dismissive, avoidant. So I think it's when somebody has the same pattern as me, I'm more interested in. Because I'm like, you're similar to me, but why are you similar to me? What's going on? It's like I'm more intrigued when it's a mystery. Where somebody that's like always on me is like,
And I get it.
Like you're used to this person always on you, so it's like, but this person over here is something mysterious. I gotta figure out what. So it's and the acts of service will come from the guy that's always on me instead of the guy that I'm actually, you know, intrigued by. So I don't know. It's like I'm like a walking conflict.
And it's gonna be because, see, the thing about acts of service too, it's easy for people to figure that one out. as a love language, and do it. It's a lot easier. Like it's gift giving. Those two are easiest for people to manipulate. So of course, the one that just wants you, he's going to do it because part of him is paying attention enough to know that you like stuff done.
Yes.
However, the one you want
The
is like you. So he's waiting for you to do some acts of service. And he might be able to do some acts of service back and stuff like that. But what if he don't do the acts of service for you?
Oh,
would you still find him intimate?
No. So after a while, once I realized that he's not doing an acts of service, he just fall on the wayside. Because it's like I'm not gullible or naive. Like that's not the only thing that's driving me. I still got a head on my shoulders and I see what you're doing. So if you're not putting in that time to actually, go out your way and do things, you're going to have to, I will let everything burn. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I will let my heart connection, everything burn. We're not going down that route. No. And it's unfortunate because like, oh my God, you kind of like ponder or wish what it could have been, but it is what it is. Why the face code, y'all?
I hear you.
Why he get a grandma rock? I hear you.
Just gotta let it burn sometimes. Because it falls into a pattern of playing games. It's that whole power struggle. It's like, okay, I'm noticing you're not doing what I want you to do, but you're not doing it for a reason for me to try to get closer. And it's like, I see what you're doing. So let's just cut this. Let's just cut the umbilical cord because it's not happening.
Or what if he's just doing it because he's not attentive, or he's not, I don't want to say necessarily attentive, but he's just not
built that way?
Yeah, you could say built that way. I'm trying to think because I got the wrong term and stuck in my mouth right now. So it's just like, I want to say self-aware, and it's not really self-aware. It's more like he's not attentive, really, basically, but it's just, I don't know.
That could be. Yeah, because some people don't know how to be attentive and be, how to. So yeah, that could be it. That could be. But it's not.
But do you even want that attentiveness? That's the problem.
Oh, got me there.
D is running like a mug. D is running like a mug.
Nasty work.
She is not a road runner. She ain't trying to be caught. She just wants to be in front of the coyote every so often.
Meet me. Get me. Before they say meet me, she said no, meet me.
If you can't, bye.
Bye.
I ask myself that a lot. Sometimes it's like it has to be the right person. I'm just not. I'm just very particular. It has to be the right person, because if it's not the right person, these other people that's hitting my line, I just ignore. So it has to be the right person for me. If it's not the right person, then I can't entertain it, because it's like wasting somebody's time. I'm wasting my time and I'm wasting your time, and I don't want to do that. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
So shout out to y'all out there trying to get intimate with D. Ain't nothing y'all doing working. Don't worry about it. Don't do it. But you can practice on it. Look, you can practice on it if you want.
Into me where? Into me where?
Definitely
Cash App if you want.
Yeah, Cash App. I say Cash App.
She taking Zelle, PayPal. She taking them all.
PayPal, Cash App, Apple Pay.
Practice if you want to.
As long as she hears a ka-ching. All right.
Sign up for Deanna's masterclass if you want.
Yes.
I hear it. No, but it's interesting because I think again, this is quite interesting because what you're describing, if we tie it back to the topic of intimacy, right? If I'm not intimate with myself, I won't recognize when intimacy is actually not also taking place between me and you.
True.
Do you get what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're like for instance, if I'm not aware of my own emotions, my own feelings, my own thoughts, but I'm always projecting in terms of like always externalizing, meaning I'm always like thinking about how Dionna's feeling, how is Dionna going to take it, how is Dionna going to receive this. If I'm always focused on you all the time, I'm actually not able to recognize what really intimacy looks like. And vice versa for those of us who are more avoidant, because what you're describing is people that are very anxiously attached. Anxious people tend to overreach and overgive without paying attention to what's happening to the other person. And for those of us who are avoidant, we can tend to be, quote unquote, they might say we're quite self-focused, and being inward and focused on self can also make you miss an intimate moment because you're so focused on self. So it really does require, for whether you're anxiously attached or more avoidant, to really be focused on your feelings, but also recognize and pay attention to the other person too, which is what both sides fail to do. The anxious person focuses only on the other person, and the avoidant person only focuses on themselves, which is why what you're describing is those people that are doing the acts of service are anxiously attached. And what your nervous system is saying is, I can tell you're not paying attention.
Okay.
So your nervous system is going to start telling you that, right? So actually, as I've been researching more, your discernment isn't bad. It's about trusting your decision making. So if I'm coming to you, Donna, and I start talking to you, right,
Mm-hmm.
and I recognize that, okay, yes, I do know that acts of service is important to you, but if I also recognize that as I'm doing that, I'm filling up your love tank, but you're not reciprocating or you're not receiving it in the right way, I need to stop and pause, and I need to ask more questions. Hey, do you know, like, I just noticed that, I know you got to, I know I sent a little cash up, you know what I'm saying to you and everything like that. And I appreciate you appreciating me, but maybe I didn't see any reciprocation. Maybe I didn't see any words of affirmation coming back, or I didn't see any quality time or something or whatever, right? Because I'm learning yours, you're learning mine. And if I'm not paying attention, I'm just gonna be sending you cash apps, because really and truly, I'm trying to buy you. And I know it's not the money, not the money aspect, buy you in terms of I'm trying to use materials to gain your mind rather than actually learning your mind and then gaining you that way. And so I think that's a lot what happens to a lot of people, both on each side. We get lost sometimes and not paying attention with actually focusing on ourselves, but also at the same time focusing on the other person as well, in that space. Yeah.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense, definitely. I was just trying to figure out, because sometimes I don't think about how I feel, nor I think about how he feels. I just be in the moment sometimes. So it's like, okay, we going to dinner, nice. We had a good conversation. And I'm not even thinking about, all the intimacy and this and that. I just know I like him. He likes me. So it's like, it's a good conversation, a good dinner. And whatever it goes, it goes. If it don't, it don't. So I don't know what that space is. Yeah, I don't know what that space is, because I don't even think about how I feel nor how he feels. Even if I still I don't know what it is. I don't know.
No, but that's precisely our biggest issue, right? As DAs, or even an FA, but even as DAs, our biggest issue is we're not taking stock of what's happening to us, right? So what you're emotionally led, but you're not emotionally led, which is really interesting. It's like a dichotomy, right? So for instance, you go to dinner, the candle lights are out, it's a nice restaurant, you've been able to dress up, he looks sharp, smells good, everything is just working together, right? And in the moment, what you're feeling is that you're moving on instinct. So it's like, I like that, right? But like you said, maybe after, what you have is an image in your head. The image of, okay, that was nice, I like that, blah, blah, blah. But what's not been taken stock of is, how do I truly feel?
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? That really focusing on how I really feel. Because DAs tend to not do that. They tend to kind of brush past that and be like, why do I need to start thinking about how I feel? That sounds clingy. And that sounds like, why am I even thinking about feelings at this stage? Like, he just took me out to dinner. But actually, that's also part of being a balanced human being, that you're able to also recognize that, okay, dinner was good. I liked the atmosphere. Everything was sweet. That in itself was amazing. But how do I actually feel? Because your actions will tell us how you feel. So if you now start going, yeah, he's cool, but then you start recognizing you start pulling away. Yeah, you're saying you're cool, but actually your body, your actions are saying it's not cool. Your actions will then begin to dictate actually how you actually feel. But a lot of us as DAs won't pay attention to that because by the time it's too late, we're already down the road. And it's because we've not paid attention to how we feel in that moment. So yes, we like the dinner, but maybe we didn't like some of the conversation that we had. You know? And until we center ourselves and our emotions, like, okay, well, I didn't even deep that. I didn't like some of the conversation that he had. I don't like the way he said that. Like, you're not even deep in it. You get what I'm saying to you? And that's, yeah, it's all part of that mindfulness and coming into your body. Because a lot of us are disassociated.
You know, also to piggyback off that, because I did have an incident where it's like, we went to dinner. I didn't like the conversation. But then again, to me, it's like I brush it off. I'll tell them how I felt, but I'll brush it off because at the end of the day, everything's not going to be perfect. So, you know, I'll brush it off, you know, still be, you know, kicking it, whatever, then and again. But I noticed even in the midst of me not liking something, that doesn't really dictate the outcome of, you know, making it bad or good. So I don't know. It's weird. I'm weird.
No, it's not weird.
It is.
I was gonna say it's not weird because it's like at some point you still want the companionship and the attraction, you know, somebody that is attracted to you and stuff like that. It's just that's not the one that you want to put your time and energy solely in. But sometimes for our ego, we need that person around just to hold us over during those times while we're still on the move for our person. It's an ego boost. I'm not gonna hold you. That's what it definitely is for.
Nah, definitely I can see that. I can see that.
Stop telling your homies about me. Yeah, you know, every so often you hit the deals, hey, big head, just to see if you got access. That's it.
But I'm always honest. I'm always honest. I never try to sugarcoat. I never try to lie. I'm always, listen, I'm not really that interested, but if you want to keep going, then so be it. I'm with it. I'm with the roller. I'm with the waves, if that makes sense. That makes sense. Until I find the one that I really want. Yeah.
Yes, it makes sense because who could pass up a free meal and an outing? It's practice. It's practice.
Men be pissed. Some men be pissed.
But
be
you
like,
can be pissed, but you're if I'm telling you, I don't see nothing in this, but if you want to continue to do that, he's not pissed. He can't. He's pissed at himself because he can't stop. Yeah. That's on you, baby. Because I told you. I told you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I did like this because I'm like, you're in that nice, beautiful area.
Yeah, I told you what it is. Whatever the outcome is, the outcome. But right now, I'm telling you where I stand. I'm not really, you know.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Don't be mad. He's pissed because you done told him what it is. He's pissed because his plans are still not working in his favor the way he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before he could.
They always say they win you over.
Yeah, and again, that's foolish of them. You know what I mean? Any man them doing that is foolish. I told you, I only like to deal with people with high interest. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you know, even me, I'm learning to be more mindful. I think from an emotional standpoint, I'm trying to be more present in moments in terms of how I actually feel. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Because I think even recognizing that you have more darker thoughts, right? So like I think I think ladies have it, men have it too. But for me personally, let's say a girl approaches you, or a girl the other day I was at a particular event. And I know the girl was watching me. You know what I mean? So, and in my head, I said, "Don't be staring back at her, okay? Because you can tell that she likes you." But then I start staring back at her. You know what I mean? You know when you're doing the most as well, like. The song was playing, and I'm like, I don't want nothing from it. I ain't gonna lie to you, but the ego was just at that point starting to stir up. And I'm like, whoa, I recognize, oh, I can see you now. Now I see my ego. I see you now, bro. Like, because you don't even really find that girl attractive. So why are you winking your eye and raising your eyebrows?
That's crazy. I honestly avoid eye contact all the time. All the time. I avoid eye contact all the time.
When
I'm out and about, I avoid eye contact. I avoid making eye contact with males all the time. Honest to God, I swear to God. You know what it is? It's been since I was a little girl. I always avoided eye contact with boys, graduated to teens, I never got out of that phase. Because it felt like every time I made eye contact with a guy, they come over and I don't like them. Or it's like, I don't, like, they come over and they try to, like, you know, start something. It's like, dude, no. So I intentionally I'm Chinese, look down while I'm walking so I don't see anybody.
But I think that's good.
Go ahead, Coach. But I was saying I understand it.
I understand it. Yeah. Go for it, Jay. You go.
No, it
and I applaud people that know how to do that. That whole eye contact and flirting. I don't know how. I don't do it until I reserve it for that moment. Now I got a bad habit of flirting with you and have no intentions with you either too. So, but I do not make eye contact because I know it sounds vain, but I know my power when I do, or whatever. So it's like some of us know that power, and some of us. That's why I said it's gonna sound vain, because when you go through the world being deemed pretty, it gets hard to make eye contact with certain people, because certain people take that the wrong way. Off rip, you know what I'm saying? You smile, you make eye contact, you even just speak is, oh my God, or whatever and stuff like that. So it gets, you know, there's a dark side of being pretty sometimes, or deemed pretty. I don't want to say like being that pretty. It's a dark side because some people just they misunderstand you before they even try to understand you. It's crazy. Yes.
Like, I really hate that. Won't you smile more? I would if you would stop thinking that I'm trying to hit on you from smiling.
Yes. I think that's how women grow resting bitch face, to be honest. I think they grow that because they're so used to being like somebody always jumping on, and it's like, let me just make sure I guard my face to make it look like I am not, don't come over here.
And I appreciate that. You see, that's clear-cut communication for me. If you see me and look at me and you go down, that means keep walking, Coach. Because she ain't interested, and I'm happy about that. Because what I don't want is what I don't want is like you look at me, I look at it, and I think to myself, I'm gonna come over there, and you don't want me to talk to me, but now you feel scared and you think you have to entertain a conversation, and then you're gonna give me a number and you don't want to have a number. It's just I'd rather you just give me a look down. And I'm like, all right, she don't want to talk to me. She's not interested. All right, keep moving. You know what I mean? I want to read those social cues and keep on. I know that some guys won't read it, but I mean, for me personally, I read it and I keep it moving.
But you know what? I'm just so, even if I like the guy, I'm still looking away. Like, it's just.
Well, then you're going to miss out some opportunities. Because
bring
your head back up.
Right.
Your head
the only time I'm trying not to intentionally look at a guy is if he in a group and I might want one of the other guys first, so I got a low key like.
Yeah.
Like, hold up, let me see what one of y'all first.
And it's crazy. I'm 36 to this day. I can't map. I don't know what it is. I can't.
But when
what is it?
When you have
say it again.
When you have your person though, you can look them in the eye then.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yes.
Or whatever.
Actually,
but how do you get there?
People, you know what? When I talk to people, I talk to them and I look directly in their eyes when I talk. But when it comes to being outside and being around strangers and you see something you like and it's like, oh shit, it's like I don't know what that is.
Okay, so I do that because I'm a mouth person, so I end up typically looking at people's mouth first before I look in their eye, except for like if we're having business conversation. Because if we're doing business, then I'm looking you in your eye. But At some point, if I feel like I'm catching some attraction to you, I'm going to look up because I need to see all of you. You're
It's
not
hard
going to
for
do
me. It is so hard for me outside with a whole bunch of people. And it's this guy I see and he see me. Like I was at the gym, right? It's so funny. I was at the gym, but I had a feeling I was going to run into him anyway. I was at the gym. I just got off of work. I went straight to the gym. So I'm working out, whatnot. And I feel as though I look a hot mess, like hot mess. So I'm on a Stairmaster doing my thing. And this guy, like, hands down, was the most handsome guy in the gym. And he was staring at me. But when I realized that and looked over to him, I immediately looked down. Immediately. So I just kept walking on my Stairmaster and I look up again to see him and he's still staring. So I was like, I immediately shunned away. Even though I still like him, mad attracted to him, I just could not do that whole stare thing. It's just something about it. I just can't. I feel as though I got Asian ancestry or something because I can't. I just gotta look the other way or look down.
She said
And
the
then
Asian
later
on, you're making me laugh with the Asian ancestry because I have somebody, she be Asian, she be staring until you stare back at her, and but she be staring the whole time. She full stare like
that's crazy.
but it's I don't know. You're giving shy.
I definitely am shy when I first meet somebody I like. I'm definitely shy. Definitely. That could be just it could be that simple. But yeah, if for some reason if I'm out and about and a guy just hawking me down and I see him, but I can't do that whole like he has to come over and say something. I can't do the whole staring contest. Like I just can't. Like I like when they come over and say, "Hey, beautiful, what's your name? How are you?" Like I like that.
Oh man, don't give me a good eye contact and I find you attractive and you oh
Yeah, I can't.
maybe we gonna have a nice, it's gonna feel like the world stopped right in that second. That second, them eyes gonna be like.
That's very true.
You know what it is? I think I don't like games. And I feel as though that whole eye contact thing is a game too. So it's like, I need you to be direct. Is it this or not? I think that has something to do with it too.
You don't like games, but you play one.
I don't like why you had to call me out, Jay? I don't like petty games. I don't like the little petty games. Come on. I like the more deeper, in-depth mystery games.
So here's the thing though, like, so a lot of times a guy is looking at you to make that eye contact, to find his window to even approach you. So if you do the look down, like Coach said, he's just gonna keep going by because he's like, oh yeah, she's not interested. There's very few, and I mean, I know you're looking for a particular person, so that one person, he might be the top to be like, you know what, I see her, I'm gonna still go approach her or whatever, stuff like that. But most guys are fearing rejection, so they're waiting for a window to say, come talk to me.
But I like those guys that I am such an oxymoron. So all right, let me tell you an incident, right? So I'm happy to be walking down the street, right? I'm walking down the street. And this guy is following behind me. And I noticed that because I'm always aware of my environment, always, 100% all the times. So you know how you looking in the, city, you walking down a city block, you looking at glass windows, and you see who's walking behind you while you're looking in the window. So I'm like, obviously this guy wants something because he followed me like 2 blocks. Okay. So
he's stalking you. Not he's stalking you, Lord Jesus.
So as soon as he approached me, I'm looking down, but I'm also still aware of, I'm looking at the window as I'm walking. Whatever window got a glass in it, I'm looking at it to see, just monitoring, right? So he comes up to me, he stopped me, he said, hey, I think you're beautiful. What's your name? And I gave him my name. And immediately I was going to say no to whatever he was about to ask, immediately. But, looking at him, I was like, oh, he's handsome. He looked good. And then he said, after he asked me my name, he said, can we go out for coffee? And it took me off guard because I'm like, dudes don't usually ask. They usually ask for your name and your number. Mm-hmm. They don't say, what's your name? Can I take you out for coffee? Right then and there. So I was like, ooh, little mystery. I like this. So I was like, oh no, I can't right now. I got an appointment I gotta make, but maybe when I'm available later on and we can, whatever. So we exchanged, but stuff like that, I like that stuff. Like if I'm looking down and he still come, like it's telling me you know what you want. Like you on point.
But D, you got some assets that is gonna still tell a man.
Yeah, yeah.
There's still gonna be some men that just try just because.
100%. But you know what it is? I like the approach, and I was so intrigued by. I'm so used to them saying, "Hey, what's your name? Can I have your number so I can take you out later?" When he said, "Hey, what's your name? Can I take you out for coffee right now?" It was kind of a what game is this? This is new. I'm not.
What is he playing here?
Yeah, I like this. I need to learn more. So yeah.
Yeah, I hear you on that. It is about how a person approaches and stuff. Because, like I say, I get you because I'm shy too. So that's a part of the thing too, or whatever and stuff like that. And I'm a goofy shy. It's crazy. Like, I'm definitely gonna try to crack a joke to break the ice real quick. But I have over the years, and I think I started the very first person that was my high school crush. Like I started that with him because he was just taking too long. He was just taking too dang long. It was too many like passing eye contacts. Like you see me, see you. Or whatever, right? So after a while, I just started doing certain things where it's like I know, like Seaway will get on me, but I slid my number in his pocket or whatever, but I did it so smooth or whatever, stuff like that. And hit him he was like, hey, he grabbed me. He was like, what's good with you? I was like, call me later. He's like, how? I said, check your pocket. Like, so I'll do little things like that. So that's why I end up working my way up to the little eye contact. But like,
that was a brave move.
Yeah, like really, if I really find you attractive, I'd be like, because my goofiness gonna start coming. And then I always be feeling like you would be here when I'm at my worst. Damn. But then my dad told me one day, because I had to ask him, I was like, I'm coming from basketball practice and dudes be honking all this stuff. He was like, man, if they see you at your worst and think you fine, then imagine what you look like he's only imagining what you look like when you got yourself together.
Yes, but they always do that. I usually don't go outside with a scarf. I usually hate that. When you go outside with a hat, I did it a few times with a scarf, and it's like the most attention, and I get it because I work with males, so I get why they love seeing women at their basic natural self. If they think you're beautiful, oh my God, at your basics, you're natural. Oh God, they in love with that.
Yeah,
because they know how you're gonna be when you get dressed up and stuff. That's why when it comes to girls, and I seen somebody put a video on Instagram about females and makeup, and she was basically saying like, why do men have a problem with me wearing makeup, blah blah blah, whatever. And I was like, little do a lot of females know that we put on makeup to compete with other females. It's really not for males. We do it to compete with other females, for our appearance to be top tier, so we don't get any slack or any bad comments on what we look like, because we feel as though we put our mask on so we can appease our other peers. But when it comes to males, they don't want that. And it's like the girl was like basically going in like, why males always got something to say, this and the third. I put on makeup for me. And it's like, not really. We put on makeup to compete against the other female. It's really not for males. I get it, it's for you, but you're still competing with other females. That's why you put all the stuff on.
Yeah, unless you're just a makeup artist and you steady practicing on yourself, child. You're just doing it. You're doing it, for yourself and to be amongst the others.
Yes.
And not feel some type of way. I mean, I be putting it on because I'm over here trying to practice, learn how to do some of this stuff these heavens be doing.
And that's fine. And that's fine. But the girl was like, she was so upset that men was like coming at her saying, why you got all this kick and made it. And she was like, I do it for me, this and the third. And it's like, well, we really do it to compete against other females. who looked the best. It's kind of like the best dress. It's
And,
like,
and then if
I'm
you
about
think
to put
on
this-
it, and I might just be being too deep right now, but if you think
Yeah.
on a psychological level, you're hiding yourself.
that too.
You're basically wearing a mask. And so now he's like, now I got to figure out all these layers of you to
That
get
too.
behind to your raw self. Do I want to work that hard to figure it out?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it's various reasons. But I know that most men love us natural.
Yes. Listen and just
Number one, I mean, I love a natural. It's interesting. So, Johnny said some stuff which made me think. So, there's always gonna be a certain type of guy that you're gonna always attract. Then, because let me give you an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to be people that either misread or can read but don't care about reading. Because if you give me a clear signal that it's a red, why am I going? Yeah, like if you put your head down and you're saying you're not looking at me, right? I should read it as, well, hold on a minute, she might be uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But if I read it as, well, she might be uncomfortable, I'm gonna go anyway, right?
Yeah.
I'm already not thinking about how you may be feeling. Do you know what I mean? So actually, in essence, what happens is you will get that direct man, but whether that direct man is going to have the empathy and the level of awareness to really take care of you in that emotional sense, but you might not be ready for that just yet, so you don't really care. But we'll get there. But whether he's going to be ready for that, right, is what actually might also hamper long-term relations, because in order for we used to say a term amongst the boys that only dogs climb high walls, because good men don't want to have to climb that high. Because when a good man meets a good woman, they're not jumping to climb over a high wall. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of us who are guarded, a lot of us are guarded, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own ways of like building up walls with people. So, for instance, like if I know that if a girl's had to like work to get to know me, the issue that we're gonna have is she doesn't put herself first. Which means this is going to come up and be a problem later on, because why is she seeing my huge wall and has thrown a rope over the wall and started climbing? You know what I'm saying to you? I'm going to like you, but we're going to have the biggest issue we're going to have is, are you going to be able to put yourself first? Are you going to resent me for always being me, which is self-serving and focusing on me and not necessarily focus on you? Because that's how we met. We met based on you throwing a rope over my wall and climbing. And same with that gentleman who's going to approach you, if he then sees that you're turning your head and only, okay, so maybe he might have even saw a smile, maybe he saw something warm when you turned your head. So there's also that case as well. So I'm not going to throw it like he didn't see that. But let's say like, I'm approaching you and I see that you turned your head and you went down. Those are clear indications that the person doesn't want to talk. Like imagine if you come over and you put headphones in. That's a clear indication I want to talk. So if I then go and tap you on your shoulder like, hey, how you doing? Right? I'm not respecting your boundaries, and I'm not reading the signs very well, which means I may have there's a way that I'm going to probably operate in this relationship that whenever you feel something, I may also dismiss how you feel because I did it in the very beginning. And so that's just something I started noticing about myself. So if I'm dealing with a girl, I'm like, if I've got high walls and I don't trust people easily, and you're like consistently going after me, this is going to happen in a relationship more than likely as well. It's going to repeat itself, and it's going to be, you're a type of girl, or I'm a type of guy. So it just made me think. When you said it, just made me think about myself. I was like, oh, right, like.
So is it kind of a double-edged sword what we're talking about here? Because we're talking about somebody that is doing too much and not taking our boundaries in consideration and not putting themselves first. And then we're talking about the other person that does too much, and it's like you're not understanding what's going on here. Like I don't want that. So it's like you damn if you do, damn if you don't. A little bit, no,
a little bit. The key thing is to solve it. Is to solve it within ourselves, right? It's to solve it in ourselves, because the reason the guy that you're going to attract, you like him because he does break your boundaries. Because you're not respecting your own boundaries.
He's not afraid.
because he's not afraid, but he should be afraid.
Why?
Okay,
I'm not
if
gonna
you
hurt
set
him.
if you set a boundary, right, to say this is as far as you should go, what you're really saying is the kind of man that you like is a man that says, I don't care how much you set the boundary, I'm gonna climb it anyway.
Yeah. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you not see the problem?
No.
Well, that's why you've been doing what you've been doing then. You know, the problem, which is
I
fair.
don't see
That's
the
why we've been doing,
problem.
of course, and that's why we do what we do. Because if we don't see any difference, we're not going to change it.
You know what
the issue.
You know what it is? It's the fact that because I like when my guys be like, let's say I have an attitude one day. I'm like, I don't give a damn about your attitude. We going. Oh, okay. I like that type of interaction. Like, it's kind of like, just get yourself together. It's like, snap out of it. It's not that deep. You know what? It's not that deep. You're right. I like when it's a little bit of a challenge. It keeps the party going. I mean, it keeps it alive a little bit. So when I see a man that's not afraid to scale, and I don't want to say I put up a wall. I do put up a wall, but it's not really, it's a facade. It's not really a wall. It's a facade. It's like, it's a facade to keep, the fake ones out and the real ones come knocking. All right, come on in. So, but again, if he's able to see past that and come knocking on a door and it's like, okay, yeah, let's enter. Cause I feel as though you are strong enough. I don't want to say strong enough, but you're not afraid to come to this fortress that everybody else is fearful of, if that makes sense. So if you have this type of personality, when we're in a relationship and it's like something going on with me and it's like, I need somebody to be my opposite. I can't have somebody that always go along to get along. I need somebody to pull me out of stuff. So if you're that type of person, like, see the other side of it, not saying that you're not respecting my boundaries, you're respecting my boundaries, but you're also seeing it's like, dude, it's not that deep. Like, you get what I'm trying to say?
You're giving damsel archetype.
Huh?
Yeah, you're giving damsel archetype because what you're saying is that because how you're saying it is like you're in a castle and you want somebody to go ahead and slay the dragon and do all of these things where everybody else cannot to get to you or whatever and stuff. Like, you're basically saying, I want to be saved in some way. Yeah, like, I want to be saved. You want a hero. You want somebody that's to play your hero in your life or whatnot, which is not bad. But the problem with the hero is that he's only seeing his mission. His mission is to get to you, not necessarily how you feel, if you wanted to be saved at this moment or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever the case is, his only goal is to conquer what everybody else couldn't. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily to have you sometimes. And so, like, when you make that statement to say it's a facade to keep the fake ones out and the real ones in, there's scammers out there, though. Mm-hmm. And there's sheep in wolves in sheep clothing that will hop over that just to get in there because they know that they have what it takes to conquer that, but not actually conquer you.
You know what I just realized in your statement? I want me. That's what I just realized. Because I realized that I want the male version of me. If I feel as though I do things where a lot of people can't, I'm able to conquer things that a lot of people can't, and I have the mental capacity to take things that a lot of people can't, I want to see that in my male counterpart.
You know, you said that earlier too. You said that earlier. You said, yeah, because you said you chase a person who has your qualities within them. Mm. You said you're basically chasing yourself, but then with that same thing, your negative sides of that is you cross people's boundaries as well. Mm-hmm. You enter territories and stay in your spaces without being asked to be in there.
It's the cocoa that keeps on cocoaing.
Right. Keep going.
Yeah, and no, I'm guilty of the same thing. So it's just like in a different aspect, you know what I'm saying? So I get it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, but the problem is when you come across you. Are you actually ready to deal with you? Because that now you is going to make you face all of those sides of you that probably need to be worked on, mm-hmm. or better improved in to have an actual successful relationship. Because the thing with dealing with you is they have the same triggers that you have. Mm. And if you're like me, like a little mouth or a little quick temper or this like that, the relationship can go south real quick.
You know what's crazy? And I know people are going to be like, oh, that's a lie. I'm I'm not argumentative. I'm really not. When it comes to a relationship, I'll tell you how I feel, but going back and forth, I'm not about to do that.
But and it's not about being argumentative, but you'll dip. You said that
definitely,
times.
easily,
Yeah, you'll dip, and so therefore you'll meet your person, but your person is like you. So as soon as the thing's not right, they dip. So what happens is what you have to do is start working on those parts of you that say, you know what, let me not dip.
Mm-hmm.
So when my person starts to come up, they'll have that same respect as me, is not to just dip on the slightest little whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're asking for you, but like I said, are you ready to deal with you?
True. And I think I said this earlier. I also came to the conclusion I can't dismiss somebody off of an argument, off of a disagreement. If we had dinner and I didn't like what was said, I'm not going to go ghost just because of that. Like, everybody have difference of opinion. Everybody's not going to get along. So it has to be something that I obviously see that is something not right, or I just don't like this person like that really in the first place. So I'm gonna just dip. But if it's somebody that I really like, of course I'm gonna put that time in and really get to know and not go ghost.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I feel like I'm a oxymoron. I feel like I'm just a walking contradiction, because it's like I do both things. It's like I don't go ghost on guys that I really like, but then again, depending on what happened, I just might. I don't know.
No, it's not that you go ghost. I think you'll give your time where you see it, and if it's not something being reciprocated in some type of way, you're just like, all right, I tried.
Yeah.
The thing too is, and I don't know, Coach, if you had the experience or whatever and stuff like that, is that the beautiful thing about finding your twin or your mirror is that now you can have conversations with yourself, because as you're talking to that person, you're actually talking, you're starting to understand, and you start to pick up on yourself. They will actually challenge you to see yourself a lot more and actually work on yourself. Now, will it work more into a relationship or a friendship? That's like time can tell on it or whatever and stuff, because it don't always work as a friendship. I mean, a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But they can be like some of your best allies, because they will actually help you grow into a more secure place with yourself or whatever. Because those little pockets of you that are DA or whatever your attachment style is,
Mm-hmm.
they'll start to trigger those parts, especially us DAs.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like, Coach, no, like dealing with another DA, it's fun at the beginning, but when you start getting deep and intimate and you start feeling attached to them, and then they start doing the things that you would do before you get to do them.
Yeah.
Destruction.
This piss you right off. I tell that now.
That's why I said you got to burn bridges at that point.
Yeah, but see, you're not working on it.
Yeah.
What?
You said you want to burn the bridge, you're not working on it.
Yeah, I am working on. All right, let's.
No, I'm not saying you're not. No, I'm saying genuinely.
But let's be honest. All right. So being with a DA, once you get intimate, once you get deeper, and they still doing these things, it's like, okay, obviously you have a problem because I'm a DA, but I'm not a DA to this extent where I'm intentionally doing these things at this point. Sometimes I feel as though we pick and choose when we want to be DAs and when we don't. So I feel like if I'm mature enough to realize that I'm a DA, right? We're getting deeper into this whole intimacy thing, and you're still doing this. Obviously, you're not mature enough to have this type of relationship. So I need to burn this bridge, because there's nothing that's going to come from this type of connection, but more stress, more anxiousness, more anxiety. It's like it's nothing good coming from this. So I have to cut this off before, because at the end of the day, I love myself. I'm going to put myself first. So I feel as though if this is going to be damaging to my mental, I have to burn it. I don't give a damn who's on it. I got to burn it.
Hey, I'm not mad at it. I definitely hear what you're saying, and I mean, I'd probably do the same.
Because it's more it's more detrimental to me, because it's like and it's also going to like, I see what you're doing. Like, I see what you're doing.
But
why do you see what you're doing?
Huh? Because I do it.
Aye, Captain.
I used to do it. That's why.
No, wait. You did something really interesting. You said, but I know you're doing it on purpose.
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
No. Do you?
Yes.
Do you know they're doing it on purpose, or are you assuming they're doing it on purpose?
No, they're doing it on purpose. It's both. It's both. Because I say you're doing this on purpose because you realize you know what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? It's like when you are a dismissive person and you know that you're getting in depth with another person, like you know that you're getting in depth with this person, but you are still choosing to be dismissive anyway. That's why I say you're doing this on purpose, because you're choosing this. This is not something that's just like off going with the flow. No, you're choosing to go this way.
But why?
Because he's retarded.
No. Yeah, I love it.
Because he got issues, so he's choosing to go this way because he don't want to get too attached. He don't want to get too deep into it. And it's like, okay, I get it, but we're not about to play this cat and mouse game. Like, you got to go.
How do you know that? How did you come to that understanding?
Because I like reading people. I like studying.
No. How did you come to that knowledge? That what you're describing is very intimate knowledge. It's explicit knowledge. What you describe? Yes, you're describing explicit knowledge. The only way you know that, because the way you're describing it tells us you've had explicit exposure to this particular behavior.
Oh yeah.
How do you know that?
Because I'm psychic. Let me stop. I know, I read people, I dig into their minds and
how are you reading them?
Out of them. It's easy.
I hear you, but how are you reading them? Because first and foremost, can you read somebody's mind?
No, but I can.
You haven't been reading them.
But I can see in what your actions and what you're saying, your demeanor, how you said it, the gesture you just made with it. I'm reading everything down to a T. I'm reading the energy. I'm reading what you're saying. I'm reading your body language. I'm reading everything. And if something ain't lining up, something ain't right with this picture. So if this person is giving me all this intimacy, all this deep passion and whatever, all of a sudden just slowly disappeared, you're playing this power struggle, cat and mouse game, and I'm not with it. So therefore, you're going to be more damaging to me. This relationship here is going to be more damaging to my mental. Therefore, I need to release this cat or mouse or whatever you want to be and go on and do your thing. Get yourself healed, come back. Now, if I'm available when you come back, then so be it. But if I'm not, then it is what it is. But get yourself healed to come back, because obviously you got some healing to do. And I'm not here to heal you. I
agree with you. Now, you didn't lie one bit. You were on point the whole entire time. How did you know?
Everybody knows this.
They don't. So how did you know?
I don't know.
Did you know this at 1920? At 1920, did you know this information?
Oh, I know this way before 1920.
At 1920, what books were you reading? At 1920, what books did you read?
13, 14.
At 13, 14, what books did you read?
No intimacy books.
Thank you. You didn't read any books to recognize this behavior. Do you know how you knew?
No.
Because you're talking about yourself.
No,
That's why you're able to intimately tell us information. You didn't lie one bit. You're not lying. You're telling the absolute truth. Yes, when they did it on purpose, then you're right. If they did it on purpose, then that means you were doing your behaviors on purpose too. But I'll be honest with you. If you actually were recounting a lot of your relationships, yes, you might have done some things on purpose, but a lot of things you weren't doing on purpose. You felt like you had no other choice. You didn't know how to do anything else. You didn't have the information or the knowledge to do anything else. But here's the difficulty. Now, when you're dating, you're reading them as if you're reading yourself. And you're saying you're kind of projecting a little bit, which we all do, because we have to protect ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. So the natural thing is to say that they're doing it on purpose, because that will give us the opportunity to say, and that's why I'm out, because you're doing this on purpose, right? If I make you a villain, then I have every right to leave and back out of the situation without feeling bad about backing out. But what you're describing, saying that he might be doing on purpose, by the way, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying to you that the way you know this information is because you are looking at the mirror and you're looking and you're seeing these behaviors that you've exhibited. That's why I said, what book did you read at 13? How would you know that? The only way you know that is because you have read your book. Your book tells you this behavior. That's why you're able to know what someone's body language is saying to you, because that body language you saw on him is the same one you know that you do intimately. You know that when you fold your arms, you know what you're thinking. You know when you walk this way, you know what you're thinking. You know when you look this look, you know what you're thinking. So you're like, oh, that must be what he's thinking too. Oh, so you think you can play me at the game that I'm birthed in? You must be mad, not recognizing you're playing the same game. He said the same thing about you. She's trying to play me. Think I can? Oh, I'll see. Yeah, we're all playing the same game.
But nobody likes it when the game ends. So therefore, that bridge is going to be burned.
And I wouldn't say you're necessarily wrong.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like Jay said, have you learned the lesson?
I have. You know what it is? I learned that I don't want to do to people what I don't want done to me. So therefore, I like a little bit of a game, but when it starts to come to real feelings and getting really involved with people, that's where there's no more games. We're not about to play this cat and mouse game. Is this what you want? If not, then so be it. Like, I'm cool. Like, tell me what it is. Give me the raw, direct deal of what you want. Because it's all fun and games in the beginning. But once you really get feelings involved, it's like, all right, now that you got to figure out what it is. Is you really like this? You really want to play games all the time? All right, I got to dismiss you. If not, put your big boy pants on and let's go.
Then cut the game from the beginning.
Cut it from the beginning? I do. I do cut it from the beginning when I realize it's about to get serious. That's just like, okay, I can't play games no more. I gotta get real. I gotta get deep. I gotta get serious.
But that's not the beginning. That's the beginning of the new chapter that you want to be on, but that's not the beginning.
It's the beginning for me.
All right, my guy, you done made it into the inner circle. Yeah. What you trying to do or not?
Yes.
We accept you.
What we doing? Okay, good.
You know the game intimately.
Past the obstacle.
Welcome.
Now you're in the game now.
Welcome.
Now, let's go.
Welcome to the real game now.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I actually really understand what you're saying. So to the deepest level, and I forgot his name, Sun Tzu or whatever his name, the one that wrote Art of War, always says, "Don't fight the last war." And the issue that I had, and Jay witnessed it. Listen, I thought I could win every battle, and I did, until there was one war I really lost.
Damn.
Yeah. And it cut me deep, bro. Had me finish all types of ways, bro. And the one thing I always regret from that situation is that from the very beginning, there wasn't, if I had not, I won't say play the game, but if I had been honest about how I feel and what I'm bringing to the table in that situation, either the person would have said no or yes from the very early on, and I wouldn't be in the situation later on. Right. So from that moment, I realized, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to play the game with you. Like, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm going to tell you my feelings and my thoughts, right? Yo, I'm feeling you. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know how you feel. Let me know. I'm upfront with it. Whereas beforehand, I'll be like, I need to gauge. I need to see how you feel, because I ain't know you're going to get me to say it first. I need to make sure you like me. I need to make sure that you like me, and you're in deep. You know what I'm saying? Before I can even make my toe come over there. Do you know what I'm saying, G? Well, come over there, Carl. You know? You know what I mean? Gotta bring them into the game a little bit, you know? And then all I recognized was, when I really want the person, now it hurts me. Because now I've played that game. I don't want you to play the game. Or I now start questioning whether you are playing the game, because I played the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now it, and the most painful thing, I think, for anybody who's an avoidant in general, I think the most painful thing for us is that at the very beginning, you don't want to fall, because you know when you do fall, your heart's open. And at that point, when it's open, damage can be done. You get what I'm saying to you?
Wait, we still live? Because I don't want to turn.
Well, you know what? We've been on.
I
We've,
was trying
we've
to
even
feel
passed
Been
our
here for
time.
a good 3 hours,
It's,
so
it,
yeah.
it's past our time. You know, we got 10 minutes left, so if you want to hold it, you can
Well,
hold it to the after the 10.
look, I'll probably forget it, but you know, people don't understand when you're raw in the beginning. That's tea. When you tell them how you feel in the beginning, that's tea. Now, if you want to be a vicious person, you can play with that. When you tell them how you really feel and then steer that into whatever direction you want it to go. But honestly, I learned through my devilish ways. I like being upfront with people because when I realized you signed the agreement and this is what you get into, okay, now let's play. But if you don't know what you're getting into, I feel very bad. I feel like an evil person because it's like I'm doing this to this person and they don't know what they're getting into, if that makes sense.
No, totally. I get it.
So, yeah.
I get it, yeah, because I was like, yes, I want a worthy competitor.
Yeah,
So
you
here's
signed
the
that
game.
agreement, so
Here's the contract. Do you
let
agree
the
to these
games
terms?
begin.
Squid Games is on. Let's go. I get it, but it's at the end of the day, it's still a dangerous game because
It is.
like he say, once we're open, because see, I don't know if it's like that for you, because for me being open is intimate, and it's okay for me to do it. I can do it, but once you start being open with me and allowing me to be open with you in a particular way, now I'm invested into this. And then when you pull away, I feel some type of way. I'm hurt now because now, and again, because it goes back to the communication of it all, because that's my love language. So it's like once that is cut off for me, like, so, and yours would be acts of
I'm about
service.
to say, why are you hurt? But you just said
Yeah. And
let
so
it go.
yours would be like acts of service. So when they start pulling that acts of service back and stuff, now you're questioning why. And so for you, it's always still going to look like a power struggle, even though you laid your rules on the table at the beginning. They may have laid theirs on the table at the beginning too. But when you're dealing with another person that's mirroring your behavior or whatever, and we said it in the chat, a lot of us sometimes are self-sabotagers because we're afraid of that actual connection. We want it. We're afraid of that actual connection. And so they might self-sabotage before we do. And we're going to take it because it's like, damn, we just had months of just being raw open with each other. You knew what you signed up in the beginning and stuff like that. You agreed to it. I'm mad at you because you signed this contract. But at the same time is I signed it with a time limit too. Your time limit just beat mine. You know what I'm saying? Now, you might push your time limit back because it's like, oh, this is interesting. This is that. But they might still be working on their time limit of, I got to blow this spot up because I'm getting in too deep. You know what I'm saying? So you're still going to take that risk. And the whole thing about meeting your mirror is I have to face myself regardless of what happens at the end. I just have to take this chance. I don't want, and that's why I was saying when you were burning your bridge, it's like sometimes you don't need to burn the bridge. The bridge, you might not need to cross it ever again.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily need to be burned because that bridge is there to help you, remind you of certain things that you have to still work on.
You know what also is dangerous when you're a loner? When you're a loner, you're not afraid of burning bridges. You're not afraid to sit with yourself. You're not afraid to fit. That's another handicap I feel as though me personally that I have. So, and it's handicapping me because it's not making me go further into this relationship. It's not making me like drive to see what deeper connection can I make with this person because I'm so used of being unafraid to be by myself. It doesn't help my relationships at all because I can't get in deep with this person.
But
like
you,
it's not
you know what being alone means too? You're afraid to be vulnerable.
true.
And so like, you know how you like those same people that climb over the wall? That's a wall that you need to climb over to say, you know what? I can be alone.
I can be vulnerable too. It's just that I don't care. Something is wrong with me. I could tell a guy all my business, and I'd be like, I really, really like you. Like, I really think you cute. I'm really deep in. Like, I would it's something I would tell
The
you all
vulnerability for you is not actually that. It's actually trusting your life with somebody in somebody else's
that's
hands.
it. Yeah. Because I don't trust. Yeah, that's definitely it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
It's not about saying your business, because people that are alone, we don't care. We don't
Yeah.
feel like the pressure of the world being objective. Like,
Yeah.
it's so fucking
But
wet.
when it comes to trusting somebody, my whole life, yeah, that's definitely a problem for me. I cannot trust somebody wholeheartedly because I feel as though I love myself so much. I don't think nobody else can top that ever. So it's like I know what's good for me. Putting that or having somebody else have a responsibility of that, it's like I can't. And I really don't want to be honest. I really don't. I like that you have my best interest at heart, but I always going to remain me first and then whoever else second. I truly believe people should be more like that. It's just my opinion. Should be more like that because it brings into a healthy relationship. Even though we say play games, that's just that. But when it comes to the real deal, coming in one union, when you really love yourself and that person really, really love yourself, you just want to see the best outcome for your life, like for your environment, the best outcome. You don't want no games being played. You don't want none of that. It's just the best for us. What's best for us? So, yeah, I'm like a walking contradiction.
No, man.
It's
like layers.
Possible.
It's layers to it. Yeah. It's layers to it, but I don't think you're like a walking contradiction, because it's funny because you say me first, yet you pick the field where you have to save others. However, when you know how emergency things work, you know that you're supposed to assess everything first to make sure it's safe for you to even enter. So and stuff like that. And you pick the field because you trust you more than you trust anybody else to save anybody. Which is it makes sense to how your love life is going too. So it's like like you say, you're going to need somebody that matches you in those specific areas to make you feel safe enough to say, you know what, I know this person. Like, you'll know he will put the mask on his face first, but at the end of the day, he's still going to make sure that mask gets on your face. He's going to save himself to be able to save you. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, you're not alone. I got you. I feel you.
Thanks, Jay.
The team is here. Don't even worry. You know what I mean? A team is here, and it's real. Like I said, it's real because I think all of us have our own things that we've gone through and are going through. You know what I'm saying to you? So like, don't even feel like we're far ahead. Like I said, I still have to think. I said, I'm still recovering myself, bro. The last war that ravaged me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Learn more about this war you had. I'm so
this war took me out the game, bro.
Oh, my guy was on the field just moving and stuff. He missed all the times and everything. He like
I'm telling you, I was finished. And not to say like I was like crying or anything like that, but it's more of a case of like, yo, I did not know I can get got like that. I didn't know someone can get behind the defenses like. Say again?
Were you heartbroken? Like what?
Absolutely. More than heartbroken, distraught, torn, finished. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
My guy had vengeance in his sights. He like, no, I got to one up.
I had vengeance in my sight, but the Lord wouldn't allow me. That's what even more pissed me off.
What did she do?
Huh?
What did she do?
She made me like her. That's the thing. Bro, like, I didn't think that could ever happen. I'm deadly serious, bro. They got behind all the defenses and got right deep in there. Started rewiring the network and everything, bro. Yeah, just as they rewind it, and I was like, I'm now awake. You know, you decide to disappear. Nah, I was finished. I was finished. How dare you? Am I D3? Am I what? Am I a robot to you? You're mugging it. I was finished. You know what I mean? That changed my whole life. I said, that's never gonna happen again.
When you get the backstory too, you're gonna be like, bro.
Yeah, and it's my fault. Again, it's not my fault. And if I had approached it in a different way, it wouldn't have happened this way. But you know, it was a lesson to learn. I needed to learn that lesson because
You know, it's funny.
your ego thinks you will never lose. You know what I mean? Because I hadn't lost up to that point. I'd won every single thing. So I didn't see myself losing, bro. You know what I'm saying to you? And it was never like, oh, in a relationship, and this is what. Nah, at least if that would have been, I would have been like, all right, cool. But this one, I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna win again, because I'm winning. Even when I'm winning with you, I'm winning with other people too. I'm gonna win again. This is gonna be the big one. I'm gonna do my last hurrah, and I'm gonna be out. You know what I'm saying to you? Like a gangster thinking to himself, this is the last gig we're gonna do before we quit, and we go legit. Yeah, I was too legit to quit. Now I was ready to quit, and then as I'm quitting, nah, the Lord had other plans. Let me show you one shaggy. Let me show you what someone can do to you, and see how you get gingered, bro. But it was necessity, because it also, like I said, I now don't need to play that game with people. So if at the very beginning, I'm trying to be honest. And when I say honest, I'm not something like, oh, I'm trying to be honest with myself in terms of what I want, and be honest about the fact that I don't want to play a game. I don't want to see how it could potentially go, or I don't want to do the, you know, you like me or did it. I'm like, listen, if I'm getting to know you, I want to get to know you. I want to tell you straight up front, I want to get to know you. I do want to see where it goes. If it doesn't go anywhere, that's understandable. But I don't want to play no games with you. I don't want to hide myself. I don't want to pretend that I don't feel some type of way or whatever, you know? So it really opened my eyes to be more honest in communication, and recognizing that I don't like what that girl did to me. But that's what I did to a lot of people.
You know what's funny about that? I used to do that as a kid. I used to do that when I was around 12, 13, 14. I used to play that game where the guy having wall up, pretend that he doesn't like me. I said, okay, all right, you don't like me. Oh, I don't like dark-skinned girls. Okay.
Nasty work.
Oh, I don't like tall girl. Okay, all right. Every one of them that said they did not like me ended up falling in love with me. And once they did, I was out, because that was the game I wanted to play. I wanted to get you to the point, you say all this stuff now. I wanted to get you to the point where you fall head over heels and I'm out. Cause I used to say, I am guys karma. That used to be
No wonder why you know all the tactics.
I used to say, I am guys karma. So therefore, I think I said this before, I always go to the guy that said they didn't like me. I always went for those, because I love that challenge. I used to do that as a teen. I used to do that a lot.
To prove it.
I love the challenge. So I'd be like, all right, yeah, you don't like me, whatever. Next thing you know, oh God, can we? Nope. You don't like me, remember?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But going through that, I realized I don't like doing that to people, because it's really hurting people. It's hindering people. It has a ripple effect on, now they don't feel trustworthy with other females, or they feel as though every female play a game. So I realized the effect that had. That's why I'm upfront with people.
But you know, it did too. It didn't just mess with them, it messed with you.
Definitely.
And I know that for a fact, because it's the same thing. It's now you're afraid of somebody doing you back that way. That's why you're over
back.
Yeah, or whatever.
I think somebody got their lick back, did they?
Child, I claimed somebody had their lick back on me, so I could just move the hell on freely. I'm like, okay.
She said, Karma, you done what you did, so I'm free now. Even.
No, free Karma, like, yeah, okay. So sit your ass back.
I got my karma back. I think I got my karma back.
Karma, like, sit your ass back down. I still got some more, don't you?
Well, that's another reason, because I don't want karma coming for me. That's another reason why I gotta be open. I gotta tell you what it is. This is what it is. You signed up for it. All right, whatever.
But karma don't care. Karma gonna come the way karma.
You know what? I could also take what I dish too. I could take whatever I dish out. I could take it. So it's like, all right, if I do this, I already know what's gonna come behind this. But I'm able to take that too, because I like challenges help grow. I swear, I feel as though the only way somebody can grow is by going through trials and tribulations. It's kind of like a workout. If you want to get this certain body, you got to go through these struggles. Your body going to be hurting and struggling, but it's going to be immaculate after this. So it's the same concept when it comes to challenges, or you know, that challenges lead to this action and karma, and then it's like it help you develop even further. So
karma will find you.
Right. No, you'll be fine. He said karma won't find you. You'll be fine.
It
Or
won't
whatever.
find you. You'll be fine.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's what I was gonna say. It's a good mentality to have too. It's just like you gotta accept it. It's gonna come because if you keep running from it, it's gonna come harder. So it's just like just face it. Like it is what it is. I said I told Karma, I was like that one was you. You got it.
Listen, me and Karma is besties. Okay, at this point
You
we
got it.
twins.
That one broke me. That one broke
That
me a
was
little
my
bit.
karma.
We twins.
That was my karma. But I wouldn't even say it was karma because I wouldn't even say it was karma. I would say that it was an important lesson to learn.
Mhm.
See, like what we call karma, sometimes it's just a lesson you needed to learn, right? You
Yeah.
need to learn a lesson because
I'm
maybe
actually
without that lesson,
too. I ain't gonna
you can't have grown. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I wouldn't have grown without that lesson. I didn't even know I could love someone like that. You know what I'm saying to you? So, bro, I'm like,
Good.
oh, that's a new possibility.
Good.
You know, there's a hot and there's a flip
lethal,
side of
though.
Karma's laughing because it was like it could have been an easier way that you learned this lesson. However,
it could have been. It could have been, but
playing
we
dirty.
hard headed.
But you was playing dirty. You're lethal because you got a whole
I was playing dirty. I can't lie to
degree
you. I was playing
behind
dirty.
this. You have a whole degree behind this, a therapist, a psychiatrist. Like you have a master's behind this, and you're doing
I
this
failed
to people.
psychology.
That's
I got a
like
U.
somebody walking up with a Uzi, an automatic gun, and you just spraying. Like you came with 2 heavy artilleries, and you're doing this to people, citizens.
The other ones weren't playing games. I was very honest and upfront, like you guys were.
Yeah, all right.
See? You see? If I was doing it on purpose, so were you. We're all in the same boat together, rowing that boat. Okay.
Yeah, but you had
I didn't
artillery.
pass psychology. I got a U. They ungraded me, so I didn't even pass.
But you
So
still
I'm in the
had
same boat as you.
extra artillery. Like you wasn't playing fair.
Damn right, I'm not playing fair. Every advantage must be taken. Every advantage must be taken. Yeah. There's no fair here. You don't play by the rules, and I don't play by the rules. You start playing by the rules and see what happens to you. You're gonna find out that people are not playing by the rules. You know what I mean? Listen,
we can do that.
You don't even know. Listen, academic don't. People got real life experience in the fields out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If someone meets you, do you need to have a degree? No, your degree is the fact you got real life experience. You'd watch that degree person. He hasn't got real life experience. You're gonna come out on my life, talk about how he got hurt by the sensei of dark arts. Talk about how he made him fall in love and then she left him. So nah, but I get what you're saying. No, so yeah, no, it's real. Like I think that again is part of why I wouldn't say karma. I would just say that you have to learn a lesson. Because the pride in itself of being knowledgeable is now your downfall. You know what I mean? You get cocky and you don't even realize you're getting cocky. You don't even realize you're getting arrogant. You don't realize you're not even covering your bases anymore. You're just thinking to yourself, I can do what I always do. You know, I turn up and I win. Why do I need to do extra stuff? And that's when, these things happen to you. So yeah, I don't, you know what it is? I don't fear necessarily that anything will come round again, because again, like I said, I think, the whole point is that you have to learn a lesson, right? If you learn the lesson, you're not going to repeat in the same mistakes over and over again. And then therefore, if those people come towards you, your objective here is to be able to say comfortably, lovely, but I reject it. You know what I mean? I can see.
Aware of sheep and wolf clothing, or vice versa. Wolf
Absolutely.
and sheep clothing. Yeah, be aware. Be aware.
And since we've all been one, I think we'll be okay.
I ain't never been that.
Oh, so at 12:13, what were you doing? Out here taking our nations.
Wolf. I never disguised myself as anything else. I was always the wolf. I have to admit, I was always the predator. Always.
No. How can you not be a sheep when you're telling the person I like you? Once you start saying I like you or trying to get them to like you, that's a sheep behavior. The wolf would have just said straight up, listen, I'm never going to like you. I'm never going to like you, but you're always going to like me.
Alphas is not afraid to expose themselves. So if I'm telling you I like you,
come and join my side.
You.
It's okay. You come and join my side. You also have an honorary degree like I do on the games. Come and join my team. I don't know why you trying to say like I had an advantage and you started at 12-13. I started at 25, 26. You got a whole decade on me.
I think that already said that you have an honorary degree.
I'm still on the same bench.
Pull your tassel to the
on the same
side.
university.
Just because
you know what I mean?
we all said vulnerability is a strength. Vulnerability is something we have to gain, and vulnerability is an alpha type mindset too. but that don't mean that they are sheep. They're all wolves that expose themselves, but they expose themselves because they put you right where they want you to be.
Okay, so
it's kind of like
not a sheep,
line
but
them up.
it's kind of like drawing the prey to the den, not knowing they're getting drawn
okay.
to
So
the den.
it's not a sheep. It's actually like a snake. Because when you think about how snakes
That
have
is my year.
It's even worse.
Listen, that's my Chinese symbol.
That's your Chinese symbol?
That's my Chinese, the snake, the year of the snake. I was born
we're all
in the year of the
snakish.
snake.
Yeah, but when
Actually,
you think
this
about
is
it,
the
it's
year of the
like
snake,
you'll let your prey run around the den, do all this thing, get comfortable, cozy up next to you, and all this stuff. You feel its heartbeat, get all of that warmth from it and stuff like that, just to be like.
I'm retired. I'm a retired snake. I shed my snakeness. I shed it.
You shed your skin.
Yeah. I shedded it.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
As you should.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. It's just like you didn't read the fine print. You gave them the big bold, but didn't read the fine print. You know what I mean? And that's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's diabolical behavior. But welcome to the jungle. This is the dark arts table. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We recognize game.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Oh, this is a thing.
Yeah, I really didn't.
It's a thing. We just saying the quiet part out loud.
Because when you said that, when I did the arts, the Ready to Love, and you said that, and I said dark arts. He was like, she's the master of dark. I'm like, dark arts? What dark arts is he talking about? What is it, Harry Potter? I don't know what's going on here.
It is Harry Potter. It actually is the same word in two.
Exactly. Okay.
I've been done with you.
Yeah. And then when you started going into, I said, oh, okay. Clever.
You know, it's funny because when me and Coach talk about it, and sometimes El Cid, people look at us crazy and whatever, but a lot of people do a lot of stuff. They just don't label it or know that they're doing it or whatever, stuff like that. But like, we don't grow up, we're not in a world where everybody's polite and nice and not trying to win over everybody. We all manipulate to a degree. Some of us we use like moral compass or whatever to say, I'm gonna only do it this far and I'm gonna stop. While others is like, I can go all the way. Or like me and Coach, I can see it. I don't necessarily have to do it, but I can see it because either I know it, if I can think it can exist, or somebody has done it already. I've seen do it or whatever and stuff. So it's not like we're talking about it that all these things we're just thinking these negative things or whatever. It's just me personally, my brain sees the worst so I can get to the good. So it's like, this is the worst that can happen, which is a preparation for myself so I don't get hurt at the end. It's like, all right, worst can happen. This scenario goes down like this or whatever and stuff like that. Best thing out of this. That's how I reroute my darkness. It's like, let me see the best thing out of this and work towards that angle. Because I did have a problem where I tuned out my darker half and I will focus in on the good of people and only see the good, but I can't live in that. It's like working off of somebody's potential. You feel me? You're working off of that good, but you're not seeing the whole of the person. Yeah. So you're missing all of that until it just blows up in your face. And I got tired of that. And so it was just like, all right, let me actually use a gift that I got from my parents. Let me use this gift to sit here and navigate through some of that hurt because I don't want to feel that anymore and stuff like that. And so when you're navigating too, you start to learn, you got to play the game a little bit. You start learning little different things and you be like, that's why you be sitting there like, if I know I can do this, my guy, come on. And you be a little insulted sometimes because you be like,
I have a question though.
Before you ask a question, I'm saying bye to the audience. Audience, we're going.
My bad.
Yeah, we're going.
Sorry, audience.
We're going, guys. Be blessed, guys. We're off, and we'll see you again next week for another fantastic conversation. Ta-ra.
You know what time it is.
Oh, great.